Oh man, what am I buying? An echo.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. I'm laughing.
Good,
Justin
man.
in the chat room just put up what I assume is an AI generated picture of us as
Yeah.
cartoon. And I gotta say, Carlos, I don't know how you feel about yourself, but I don't think this looks anything like us.
Let's take a look. Take a look
Sharing
here what
those.
we got going on.
Yeah.
That you know what? That's the corporate us. That's the
That's
corporate
corporate
us.
us?
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
clean cut corporate.
Yeah.
We're trying to get promoted us. We are in the. We don't give too much of a situation now. We're just doing
Yeah.
it. But that looks close.
It's close. I mean, it's close.
The
You gotta
idea.
if you squint a lot, that could be us. All right. Anyway.
The idea is there. The idea is there. I like it. Like it.
All right. Well, welcome.
Yes.
That's the computer version of the cleaned up us. Here's the real us. Here we are. And wow,
Yes.
what an earnings day we've got. It's funny. I was looking at the gappers list, Carlos, and there's
Mm-hmm.
like nothing on it. Where's all my
Yeah.
earnings? I have tons of them to talk about, but very few seem to have made it in the gap list. So, but
Yeah.
that happens sometimes. So we'll go over the stuff that I've got and see what's interesting. To start the morning, as we usually do, we can look at the economic calendar. There's not much happening. Very, very quiet day. We got two Fed speakers who are on a panel this afternoon. Other than that, no economic data being released today. Really quite boring. So we had some interesting stuff for the rest of the week, but today, I don't know. Everybody's like, decide, you know what? We're going to take it easy this midweek, hump day, Wednesday. Got nothing to talk about. So, all right. So it's all about the earnings today. It feels like. So let's
Yeah.
get to because we had some interesting outcomes yesterday as we were doing the live show at the close, and yeah.
Yeah, let's get to it, friends. Look at our trading terminals gappers list, friends. As Peter mentioned, again, not much on here, but there are some things that have been heavily in play yesterday. Like I look at HIMS and I just can't stop thinking about the run this thing had in the morning, all the way up to like it was like an $8 run. I forget the number. It was very significant. And towards the downside, do see AMD, which is the big earnings from yesterday. We'll get into all of that. And yeah, let's see what's happening here. Let's start with the first one on deck. Is going to be Shopify, and these guys are up this morning 14%. You can see it here on the daily, so big pop for them. They normally don't trade very well, normally don't get a whole lot of volume. You can see at the bottom here, very light compared to other tickers that we're used to watching, right? So, but today's their day. Today already 1.7 million shares traded. Look at the pre-market action. Beautiful pop here. Did they report this morning, Peter? Seems like some kind of, I haven't looked at it yet, but earnings today?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's earnings. They reported their Q2 numbers, and they beat them quite handily. So that was this morning when they put that data out. They over delivered, I said, on Q2, delivering a 2.68 billion of revenue on 2.54 expectation and 34 cents a share over the 29 cents a share that the market analysts thought they were going to deliver. In addition, Shopify gave a pretty rosy Q3 picture, said they think they're going to be able to exceed those numbers, and that always makes the market happy. So they're gapping up this morning, fairly low. Oh no, the volume's picked up. Look at this. I looked at it really early this morning, I guess, and there wasn't a lot of volume. Now we're at 1.7 million shares. Um, Shopify is a hit or miss on earnings. It seems to do a lot of its favorite movements before the market and then not trade afterwards. Now, I think this is dual traded because I have to assume that Shopify, being a Canadian company, that it's traded on the Canadian Stock Exchange, which would explain, why it doesn't seem to move as much on the US markets. It's probably driven by the Canadian market. I look at the daily chart. It sort of looks like a dual traded stock. So um, just because you get these little candles that have a lot of gaps on days, it doesn't do much. So it's tough to trade. If it's a shame because I always think like it should be a great trader, but it doesn't usually end up giving good opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I will put it on a secondary list. I do like the volume this morning so far. 1.7 is quite a bit, but again, it's just they normally let us down. But it'll be on the secondary list for me, friends. I'll add it in just a second here. Let's continue. Look at the next one. It's going to be Zeta, Zeta. So Zeta this morning up 14% as well. 1 million shares traded here daily. A little bit less attractive even than Shopify. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. We saw a spike on it towards the end of June there, then choppy again, and now another spike heading into the month of August. Peter, I personally don't like it. Don't like the daily. Don't really like the pre-market activity. Don't see anything attractive on it. What can change our mind here?
Well, this is another earnings play. This one had earnings after the close yesterday. Similar story to what I just told you about on Shopify. They beat their numbers in Q2 and gave a surprisingly strong forecast for Q3. So, not one that I typically watch. So I can't comment as to how it trades. Looking at it so far this morning, it's got some decent volume, especially for a NYSE stock. This does trade on the New York Stock Exchange, which means it often gets lower volume pre-market, and it could sort of take off after the market open. But looking at the daily chart, I don't like the look of the candles. I think we got better stuff today because we got lots of earnings, so I don't know that we have to stretch too far to find good stuff.
Yeah, agreed. As you mentioned, a lot of them are not on the list today, but we'll get them on here.
We'll get to them.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's take a look at the next one. MTCH. MTCH Match Group. Oh, this is the dating thing. So Match Group, and they own a couple of things too, Peter. Every time we talk about them, I know they own some other rights. Like they own the Christian one too. Is it these guys are like the parent company of a few of them? Do I have that
they
right?
own Tinder. Tinder's
Yep.
probably Tinder and Hinge.
Christian Mingle. Couldn't think of the name. Christian Mingle. They own this one.
Christian Mingle. Yeah, it could be. They do own a bunch of these. I mean, Match.com is where they got in trouble when they had the data release a couple of years ago. But that's well in their rear view mirror. Seems like they're turning around this company. It's as you said, gapping up. That being said, they sort of I don't know. I mean, they beat their numbers in the quarter, but it's down from the previous quarter. So, um, the where they missed is on the bottom line earnings. They're expected to deliver 81 cents a share in profit. They only earned 72 cents a share. And I don't know. Look, I got married long before dating apps existed. So I have to admit, this is, careful, Carlos. You go into Christian Mingle, who knows what's going to start popping up in all the devices in your house. Your wife might start wondering what the heck's going
I
on.
think it's already too late. I messed up. Yep. This is gonna get me in trouble.
Is saying, was that a humble brag? I wasn't meant as a brag. It was meant as an old man. I don't understand. There's huge popularities in these dating apps, but I have to admit, when I've read articles about it, I just the costs for them seem to be crazy, like just crazy high. Now that being said, I used to get marketed a lot for these like executive matching services, and like they said, packages start at 15,000, and I was like, what the? I mean, I don't know. I assume that there's others that are free or a lot cheaper because people aren't
Mhm.
paying that. But Carlos,
It depends how. I don't want to use the word desperate, right? But it depends how your budget is. Let's
No,
put it in a nice way.
look.
I mean,
I get it
who
in certain
knows?
circumstances. It's the broad popularity that surprises me. But anyways, Match.com is probably the biggest public. Well, it is the biggest publicly traded company that deals in this type of services. And I look, I have always just moved past it when it comes to trading. I've never found it to be a good trader. The volume is pretty low this morning, and if you sort of look back in history, their price action has not been very good. So it's not something I'm going to put a priority on.
I think I gotta clear. I gotta clear all this data. I messed up my algorithm for the
Yeah,
browser.
yeah,
I'm screwed.
you're in trouble now, man.
I guarantee you the
I'm
next
telling
YouTube
you.
video is gonna be how to find love in some woman in Asia, because this always
You're
happens when
gonna
I do
get
this.
the
I'm
you're
so
gonna
done.
get the South Asian and Russian women who are looking for a man. They're
Yes,
coming
and
your way.
nothing against our Asian and Russian ladies, but why does it seem like
No,
those are the
but
ones that are always up front on these YouTube ads, right? So again,
exactly.
all right, friends, let's continue. But you know, Peter, me and you grew up in a different time. Now everybody's home on their phones, busy. You know, you need to use. I know friends that use this, and they're amazing people, and they're actually a great connection, right? So these things work, and I'm sure some people in the chat use them, and it's the way to meet now. Now people are going out as they used to. You know, remember you wanted to call your friend, see what your friend was doing. You didn't call him up. You went to his house and knocked at his door. Hey, buddy, can you play outside? Right, that's how we grew up. It's not like, hey, let me text him.
Yeah,
Is he online
that's
on
great.
Roblox? Can we join the chat room together? It's a whole different world now. So yeah. All right, friends, let's get on here. Let's see what's next on this Gappers list, brought to you by tradingterminal.com, where you can find this list and a bunch of other amazing tools. IonQ is next here, and they're up 3.7 here, 1 million shares traded. We used to trade this a ton. Peter, if you remember, has not been the same in a while, but today they're seeing an increase in volume. What is the latest and greatest?
Yeah, they haven't been horrible, but you're right. They have not been fantastic. Um, but they do have some news. So it looks like that they've somebody's taking Amazon.com. So Amazon announced that they are taking a $36.7 million stake in IonQ. Now, so that's good for IonQ. Amazon, I'm sure the most junior person in their partnership team approved this using spare change in their lunch fund. So, look, Amazon invests in a billion things. A $36 million stake, like 36 billion. I'd be excited. 36 million feels like
Not
they're not
taking it
really that
serious.
serious.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not taking it
I mean,
serious.
look,
Yeah.
and no, I don't mean I don't mean to poop on IonQ's party here, but I mean, this is a company with an $11 billion market cap, with 252 million shares in the in circulation. So $36 million stake. It's good to have the name there. That's why it's gapping up. I I'm not really taking that seriously, I have to just say.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, it hasn't been a great trader, so I'm not inclined to jump and add it to my list. I think we'll find better things to look at, even with some of our usual suspects that are not on this list right now are probably going to be better candidates. So sorry, IonQ, we'll keep it to the side for now. Let's take a look at Iren, EREN. Here we go. Iren this morning. These guys are up 3.5, 600,000 shares traded. Nothing really exciting besides this one candle here in the pre-market about a few minutes ago. Other than that, I think it's business as usual, Peter.
Yeah. This is a company that always confuses me every time it pops up here. And it's been popping up for the last probably 2, maybe 3 years, because they deliver data centers, but then they sort of started dabbling in everything, right? Now they're touting themselves as an AI company. Before, they were touting themselves as a crypto company. They sort of were jumping on a whole bunch of different trends over time, and I mean, I guess they're making a go of it. As long as their core business, I suppose, with their data centers continues to do well, then I guess they'll be fine. But and
Yeah.
it's an Australian company with locations in Texas and British Columbia, Canada. So they're They just always seem all over the place. But
Yeah.
anyways, look, as for trading, I have not even paid attention to this at all to trade
Hmm.
in quite a while, Carlos. Again, a couple of years ago when it first came out, it actually was a decent trader, and you can tell when that was. You just have to go back in the chart, and you can tell when this thing first sort of hit the scene and was super hot. And it's sort of never regained that. Like right when it sort of IPO'd or first came out 2021, 22, it looked like it was going good, and then it just dropped, and it's recovered some of that, but I think its IPO price was like $24 or something like that, and it's never
Yeah.
been back since.
Yeah, it hasn't been great. And there's been other, like when this sector is hot, there's been other ones that have traded better, is what we noticed too as well. So, not inclined to put this on the list. Let's go to QBTS, is the last one on the gappers list. And this morning we are up 2.5. And I'm not sure about this one. Usually QBT is the better one. So I'm not sure if these guys have individual news. I find QBT much better to trade. In the past, they all were hot, right? When they first kind of started to get going here with the quantum, this was the beginning of this year, right? End of last year, right? Beginning of this year, we saw some real nice spikes. They all were great. Now I lean more towards QUBT, Peter. I'm not sure if you feel the same, but
Yep.
that's usually the one I watch. Is there any specific news to these guys this morning?
I don't see any. We did have them on our list the other day because they did have some business news. They keep announcing these new products, and they're at some trade show and they're announcing their new. I mean, I think last time it was their new compute platform. No indication as to how accurately it's computing things, but it doesn't matter, right? As long as they get a customer and they're able to gain some market momentum, that's good for them. I don't think this is. I do keep it around here just to look at when I'm bored on certain days, and but it's a tough trade. Like you just have to look at the price action yesterday. If anybody's thinking about trading it today, I mean, you get these attractive looking spikes, but I find them just really hard to read. Like if you look at the stock, it's up and down and up and down and up and down. It's one of those I just usually stay away from.
Yeah, same here. Um, Demi in chat says, I just don't believe in paying money to meet that crazy cost should be always free, right? Should be always free to meet people. I agree. I agree. It's weird. That's the weird part, the transaction part of it. Like, yeah, I paid 1,500 to meet my wife. It just feels weird. But we should ask people that have done this and
But
are living an amazing life. I mean, we don't know.
like. I'm torn on this because I hear what you're saying, but then sometimes it's about evaluating, we don't always look at costs fairly, right? So
Okay.
what's the cost of getting yourself dressed up, going out to a bar many, many times, buying drinks, like in the
Mm-hmm.
in the hope of meeting somebody, or just the cost of dinner if like, I mean, there's always a cost. So arguably, I'm sure, if you use it, you're like, I'm streamlining that process. And
Yeah.
and rather than spend the cost one way, I'm spending it a different way and hopefully making things a little more efficient or effective. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I'm just not familiar with it personally. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's interesting. It's interesting topic. All right, let's looking at our gappers list. We kind of cover everything here, Peter. Anything that's gapping up this morning that maybe is not on this list that you like?
yeah, absolutely. And I'm surprised that so many of the earnings that we were looking at, pretty much everything we were looking at last night was gapping down. So we'll cover those in a minute. But gapping up, I've got a bunch of stuff that had earnings this morning. Let's start with Uber. Uber had earnings, and they beat on their numbers. In addition, they announced that they're going to do a $20 billion stock buyback. So we haven't had a stock buyback in a while. So just to make sure everybody's familiar, when a company says they're buying back their stock, basically they're using their available cash reserves to buy their own stock, essentially taking it out of circulation from the market. It does two things. First thing it does is it reduces the available volume of shares, which is usually good because it creates a little bit of scarcity. But probably more importantly, it's a signal from management when they say, we're looking to spend some of our cash reserves, and we can see no better place than our own company. We think that's the best return on investment. So we're going to invest in ourselves by buying it back rather than making an acquisition or investing in capital or infrastructure or anything else. So, it's seen as a sign of support, I guess, and they're trying to make the statement that we believe our stock is undervalued, right? Because there's a good chance
Mm.
for stock appreciation. So, anyways, so $20 billion, that's a good investment they're making in themselves. And they say that they're going to be doing this over the next couple of years. So it's not all immediate, right? They usually do it over time, and they've got a plan that they don't often release, or at least not publicly, because you don't want people to front load that. But yeah, so good news from Uber this morning on their earnings, and I often, I will watch Uber on earnings. I mean, we're at 3.2 million shares. Again, NYSE stock, which means normally you get lower volumes. You do have to be careful, though. This one can go into that computer traded algorithm look quickly once the retail volume sort of dissipates out of it. So it's not typically a huge mover, but this is the day that it's got a catalyst, right? So might be worth watching today.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'll put on the secondary. Again, usually not a big fan.
yeah.
I'm with you there, but yeah, let's see.
There you go. Let's get something on that secondary down there. It looks pretty empty.
Looks pretty empty.
All
Yeah.
right. We already talked about Shopify, so that was one that was gapping up. Another one that I was watching is McDonald's. You guys are buying the Big Macs. So well done. McDonald's thanks you. They beat their numbers in their second quarter results. One of the things when we look at this segment, you're always looking at same store sales, and it looks like their numbers are pretty good. They're continuing to see strong demand for, again, burgers and fries. So. Um, McDonald's is I don't know. I've always seen it as an investing stock, not a trading stock. It's another NYSE stock, so just be careful with it. Um, Mike's saying they're making good money because they're charging $12.94 for a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. Well, it's yes, I did notice the last time I went to get anything, the prices were a lot higher than I expected. But it is what it is. So McDonald's doing well. I don't even think it's making my secondary, to be honest, but it'll be there again. If it's a really slow afternoon, I might take a look at it. This is one of the ones that's likely to move better midday than it will at the open. Another one that we have looked at in the past is Novavax, NVAX. Novavax had earnings this morning, and they're a late release of their data. I was looking to see where they're at. It looks like they're gapping up. They beat their numbers quite handily too. I've got to believe that there's been some either error in reporting or wrong data out there. I just don't know, because it looks like they just blew the doors off of their numbers here. According to the analyst here, they reported $239 million worth of revenue against an average estimate of 148 million. That's a massive beat, and quite surprising, actually. Um, in addition, on the bottom line, it looks like they were expected to lose 19 cents a share and instead made it 62 cents a share. So I'm really quite surprised by that, and that explains why this one is gapping up. Lower volume here so far this morning, but those very strong numbers interest me. So even though it's got lower volume, I'm tempted to watch it just to see if it gets some bigger reaction when the market opens here. But anyway, so that's Novavax. That's it for the gap up. I've got a whole bunch of other earnings, but they're all gapping down.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, people still get fast food. Yes, they do. In chat, I get my kids the Happy Meal, once every
Absolutely.
2 3 weeks. They love the Happy Meal with the toy and the apple and the whatever fries. I like the apple pies. I'm not gonna lie. Their apple pies are really, really good. Especially if they're just fresh. I always
Yeah.
check, like, make sure you get it from the bottom or whatever. Make sure it's fresh at the top, whatever it is. And I liked them. I liked them.
Yeah,
Again, I believe, Peter, everything in moderation, right? You
there
can't be
you
eating
go.
that crap every day. It's just once in a while when you're doing road trips, save a little bit of time, get on the road and just keep going, no problem. But if that's
It,
your main source of food, yeah, there's an issue there.
I don't have them often. I used to eat them a lot, but I would agree, Carlos. Those are definitely a guilty pleasure. It's one of those things where you eat it and you're like, I know this is so bad for me, but man,
Oh,
it tastes good.
yes.
Man,
I get the
it
double
tastes good.
cheeseburger sometimes, and it's like this is cardboard, but it's getting the job done. And I find
I
myself
know.
I don't eat it like I don't get out of my house to go get that, right? It's usually, hey, I have to go do this. It's an hour away. I'm hungry. I don't want to waste time. I'll stop at a McDonald's and I'll go. But it's not a thing where we get up and say, hey, let's get McDonald's today. Doesn't happen. It's usually on the road when I have to go somewhere and time is of the essence. And I'm always just, that's the case. So, um, but yeah, so there it is. Again, not a great trader, but it is in earnings today, as Peter mentioned. Let's jump into our gap down, and let's see what is driving some of these tickers. And again, we got a big one here. Let's start with that one because I want to make sure we have enough time to cover everything. It's our buddy here, Peter, obviously the elephant in the room today. AMD with earnings last night. We covered this in the live session, and what a crazy action out of the gates. You were calling this live. We went up, went down,
Mhm.
went back up, and then eventually settled. Looks like towards the downside. So run us through it here. Not doing so hot this morning. At least the price.
Yeah, and look, I've mentioned this several times this week because we've had a lot of the semiconductors that are reporting. If you're a semiconductor company, the only acceptable answer is you blew the numbers out of the water, right? That you just blew the doors off of it. You delivered a lot more growth than expected, and everything is fantastic. In AMD's case, again, it's not bad. They beat on revenue, so more revenue coming in. They met earnings. They were pretty much right on, depending on which analyst report you look at. They either made 48, 47, 48, or 49 cents a share, and which is, right within the range of the analyst expectations. So let's say they met. They even increased their guidance, saying that they expect to deliver more earnings for the entire year than previously forecast. That being said, they were very coy in the analysts, in the sort of management presentation, I guess, in the Q&A about the prospects in China. There's a lot of questions about what are the U.S. tariffs going to do, what does it look like for sales in China, and they declined to break out Chinese sales. Their top, they've got a very specific processor, the MI308, that they previously had sort of announced with big fanfare and said how it was specifically designed for the Chinese market. And but they were sort of quiet on it right now, so we don't know what part of their sales that makes up, nor how production is going on it. So I think that's got analysts a little concerned. And you can see that the price has dropped off. Whereas we were sitting in the 170s yesterday, and pretty much for the last week and a bit, they're down at 165 this morning. So it's absolutely in play. I am for sure watching it. We've got 4.5 million shares traded so far. Yeah, AMD should be interesting today.
Yeah, agreed. AMD will be on the list, so I'm gonna add them on here as well. So let's go ahead and add AMD to front and center this morning. I do see SMCI here as well, Peter. So
Of
SMCI
course.
also gapping down. You talked a little bit about them yesterday and what they do, and maybe that'd be a good topic for today because people might think this is just another, if I could type SMCI, another semiconductor. But yeah, they also had earnings, also not looking so hot today.
Yeah, and their story wasn't quite as good. They actually missed their estimate numbers, and their estimates are sort of all over the place. As I've reported several times, their CEO Charles Liang, which I just find a fascinating character because he and his management team has been accused of all sorts of impropriety. And this company is one that there's family intermingled ownership with this and a number of other companies. I mean, the guy's a billionaire, so he's doing well, but he's been under investigation more times than I have fingers. So it's just a real funny story over there. But he came out at the beginning of the year and announced that they were going to do $40 billion worth of sales. very aggressive a number considering that their sales number last year, I think, was sitting around 23 or 24 billion. It looks like management has managed to talk them off of that ledge. They reduced their forecast to 33 billion last night from the 40, but they're not even on track to deliver that because they did miss their numbers in quarter where they only expected to deliver just under $6 billion and were slightly short of that. So it's just a funny tale. That being said, as I mentioned last night, you got to remember SMCI was this company that failed to report a year ago at this time, and then their auditors quit, right, saying that
Oh,
we're not
yes.
doing
I
this
forgot
anymore.
that. I
Remember, like they're
forgot about
like,
that.
we're out, man. And when your auditor says we can't do this anymore, we're not going to put our name behind this. You know there's an issue. But they actually came through that fairly well. You can see it reflected in the daily stock chart when all that happened. And they said they've actually come through it relatively well. It took them like almost 6 months to get their reported data out. I think it was about 5 months or so. But
Yeah.
this one is just interesting. It's always interesting. It's up and down off our list. Definitely feels like it's in play today. It's another one that I'm going to watch. So it's going on my short list.
Yeah, SMCI is good. Sometimes it does pretty good here, but it has let me down a couple of times. But let's see. Let's see if today is the day where we can get some action out of it. I'm going to add it to the main list. I mean, you have to love this pre-market activity. Look at it here, down 16%. 4.9 million shares traded. I mean, this is definitely what you want to see leading into this market open. So yeah, let's add it here. Let's take a look at what else we have. Gappers list again, friends, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. If we look on here, let's look at some at the top. LFMD. What is this? LFMD. This is LifeMed. Okay, I was going to say something medical here. But LifeMed down 33% this morning, 515,000 shares traded. On the lower side, sitting at a 36 million shares flow, so a little bit on the lower side there. We've seen it a couple of times in the past. Peter, I don't know if I'm going to have this. Probably not. What's the news today?
What do we? I didn't even look this one up. All right, sorry. All right, LFMD, LifeMD. Oh, I remember these guys. Oh yeah. Looks like they had earnings here last night after the close, and they reported a loss in the second quarter, and it looks like they were behind the analysts' expectations. So they lost 6 cents a share when the estimate was only for a 2 cent loss. But hey, it's less money than they lost last year, so I guess that's a good thing. Anyways, but yeah, I Carlos, have we ever traded this? I don't think I've ever traded this.
No.
I don't I don't
No.
see I don't see
Uh,
anything to like here really.
no.
Yeah, not a
No.
favorite.
You know, one of the ways I tell sometimes is I'll do levels, and if I look at this one, I don't have any levels set, so it has not even been on my like watch list, let alone trade. So yeah, no, no. All right, so we'll keep it off, guys. If you like it, again, it depends on your style. I prefer to look at something else, maybe even some usual suspects a little bit later. Let's head over here to the next one, which is going to be Rivian. Let's do Rivian, and we'll call it there. Peter, we'll go to you for more earnings. So make sure we cover all the earnings today. Let's see if you might have any other ones. Here's Rivian this morning, up 4.6 today, 1.1 million shares traded. Volume is there. Rivian, again, we had a period where this thing was on our watch list all the time, right? They were like every day. They were going from like even like as early as 2 years ago, they were going from like 17 to 20 and dropping and so forth. Since then, we have not really had it on the list. It hasn't been trading well. Same thing. If you guys remember, let's go back here to Neo. You guys remember Lucid? I mean, these stocks were usual suspects, right? Rivian was right on there. But Neo, Lucid, they were on our list almost every single day if you were hanging out with us at that time. Peter, not the case now. Is Rivian going to be on the list today? What's moving them this morning?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make my list. But yes, they had earnings. They beat on their revenue, but missed bottom line, and they had to call off their guidance, stating that President Trump's tax package that came out, as we probably know by now, but it had a lot of cuts for the subsidies for electric vehicles. And Rivian says that that's definitely going to affect them. A lot of their sales are coming out of North America. And Carlos, remember, like we weren't sure about these vehicles at first. I have to admit, this I've gotten used to. I've gotten used to look at it, the little bug headlights there. I don't mind it anymore. I think it looks okay.
It looks great. It looks really good. I like it.
You
It's
know,
different.
so
You know.
from a styling point of view, I have to say it's growing on me more. But you know what I saw the other day? I just yesterday, was it? No, it was on the weekend, so Sunday. I was driving with my wife and we saw a Cybertruck, and I it that's not growing
Come
on me. In fact, I
on,
think it's growing
it,
on you.
a little bit. Come on. What color did you
No,
see?
I
What color you
it
saw?
was a silver, and the funny thing is
Nah, silver's no
it
good.
looks
No, silver's no
outsized
good.
compared. It was
Yeah.
with a like near a bunch of sedans, and when you put it
Mm-hmm.
next to a bunch of sedans, it really does look like a garbage dumpster on
Like it
wheels.
doesn't belong.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
it,
No, the silver one is no good, man. It's probably the ugliest thing you ever
yeah.
seen. The black one, I gotta say, okay, I could see me
It's
renting that for a day
I
just to
thought
ride
I'd grow
around.
to like it. It hasn't happened yet,
No, no,
but in any event,
you're not gonna grow to like it.
it's
It's a very awkward car. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
No, no.
all of the electric vehicle manufacturers that are operating in North America obviously are going to be impacted by this tax bill that's reducing the subsidies or eliminating the federal subsidies in a lot of cases for the electric vehicles. So, that's a problem for them, and their forecasts are reflecting it. So, Rivian down this morning. We could mention Lucid, by the way, pretty much the same story. Lucid's in the same, has got the same problem. I'm not going to be looking at either one, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they're great. So I think even looking at our usual suspects like Nvidia or something else. Apple, right? Apple has news. I know a JC trader. Let me know some Apple has news here. White House says Apple to boost U.S. investment commitment by 100 billion. That's a lot. That's the B. Is that a billion? Yeah. That's a lot. We'll see what it does here. So I'd rather look at Apple. So yeah, I won't keep Lucid on the list. We'll look at our usual suspects. And I do see just on that news, I do see a little bit of reaction here. We'll get more on that in just a second. But to finish off this list, Peter, not a lot coming off. I have two tickers. Did I miss to add one here? I mean, I have AMD, I have Uber, and that's pretty much it. So let me see what you have as far as gapping down that might not be on this list that I can add to my list on here.
Yeah. So, well, look, you just mentioned Apple. Let's talk Apple for a second because they're gapping up here. Yeah, look, Apple sort of, I'll say sort of made an announcement, right? Because we know that the President Trump's administration is looking to try and boost domestic manufacturing. Apple was one of the companies he was pushing hard to move the manufacturing locally. Apple sort of came out and said that they were going to invest in domestic manufacturing and that they were going to, put billions of dollars into onshore manufacturing, but they didn't provide any specifics about what type of, is it a factory? Is it some other type of center? What's the timing of that? They're really vague. There's no details. So,
Yeah.
is this a statement for appeasement? Do they actually plan to make plans? I don't know. Again, look, call me cynical here, but yeah, this is who I am. Uh, if I was Apple management, I would absolutely be drawing up plans and be scouting sites for factories. And you can make that a 3.5 year process. I mean, in fact, it doesn't even have to last that long, really. It just has to last through the next election cycle, which gives you about 2.5 years. Um, but I mean, you're not going to be building a factory tomorrow. I mean, heck, if you had to, right, buy a piece of land and start clearing it or something, right? You can put a flag on it, and whether you end up doing anything or not with it, Anyways,
Yep.
that's me.
Yep.
But
I get it. And if anything, shouldn't the stock be going down? I mean, this is going to cost them a lot. They're going to have to increase
yeah,
prices. And
but
iPhone's going to go from like 1,500 to like 2,000. Like, what's the plan here? What are we doing?
well, see, keep in mind, Carlos. I mean, this is Apple, right? And Apple, the order of magnitude is they're talking about $100 billion of investment. that is, again, in Apple terms, that's sort of like Amazon investing $36.7 million in a company. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
it, it's not, it's not as big a number as it would be for some other company. Like, and it's not that $100 billion is nothing. We all know that's a lot of money, but the reality is Apple could set on fire $100 billion and it wouldn't really affect the company all that much.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Joe is like,
anyways,
no, I own the Apple stock. Listen, man, this is a good own no matter what, especially long term. This is one of those stocks that, just like Meta went through their crappy situation, they got enough smart brains that they'll figure out how to take more money out of us, right? And they'll figure it out. Right now, their biggest issue right now really is it's not this, it's AI. AI is their biggest problem. Like, you're a tech company, you
yeah.
should have had this down pack. Instead, you were working on a car for like 10 years and you spend how much on a car? Like, what are you thinking? Stick with what you know, work with the AI stuff. Like, everybody, not everybody, a lot of people have a phone. The first thing they're going to do is try to use AI on the product they have already, and you're not front and center on it. It's a big no no. In fact, someone should be fired for this. Someone should be fired. This is not acceptable. But it is what it is. All
Yeah,
right.
you really want a lot of people out on that unemployment line, eh?
Just a few. Just a few that don't deserve to be where they're at right now. Just a few. Not everyone. There's some good people there. But yeah,
All
just a
right.
few needs to be
Look,
kicked over. What else you
I,
got,
I
Peter?
I'm running slow. I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to mention to you guys,
Let's go
so
through it.
maybe I'll jump to. Are we done on the gappers list or?
Yeah, it's all you now.
Okay, all right. So, guys, I see a bunch of conversation about Unity since we've been talking here, especially over the last 15, 20 minutes. Unity software just been going gangbusters. Looks like I mean, they had earnings. That doesn't seem to be the news because their earnings actually weren't that good. What they did announce is that they're investing in this neural network. And Carlos, the only time I've heard of a neural network is sci-fi. So, I
Yeah.
mean, look, I'm all for it, man. If you want to make it real, that sounds pretty cool. But it's AI stuff, right? But they're putting the sci-fi term neural network on it, and I like how this is where we like to sort of blend the sci-fi and the reality, and like all the sell the sizzle, baby, right? All that matters is the hype cycle. So I said they didn't have a good quarter, but they're doing a little sleight of hand here and said, but look at the shiny AI toys over here, and it looks like it's working because Unity's stock is up a good two bucks 275 right now. So there you go. All right, but we do have a bunch of stuff gapping down that we haven't covered yet. How about Upstart? That was one that we were looking at yesterday at the earnings, UPST, and they actually beat their numbers. Like we were sort of bullish on this, and if you look at Upstart as what happened at the earnings, I mean it giant candle right when earnings came out, right? It was up, it was down, it was up again, it was down. It looks like down is where it settled. So this is a credit service company that has a strong AI story, and everybody's looking at their AI story. Looks like that story is underwhelming. So they're gapping down. They're at a nice whole dollar right now. Probably not on my short list. Just it's just not quite good enough compared to like an AMD or SMCI, but it's there if you're interested. Another one we were looking at last night was Toast. Shout out to Megan. She was talking about this in the chat room yesterday. It's one that she has a play on. So TOST. Yeah, Toast is the name of the company. TOST is the stock ticker. She was really hoping it would move up. I don't know if she got any outs, but yeah, it's not looking good at this point. So not well. I mean, the mixed picture. They actually met their revenue, missed on bottom line earnings though, and they sort of maintained current guidance. So that's why it's gapping down. All right, what else? Well, I already mentioned Uber. Did I talk about Uber? I did. It looks Uber's gone
Yes.
from green to red. Look at that. Anyways, how about NVO? This is one that's been in the news for us. We've talked about this on and off for months now. Uh, with what's happening with Ozempic and all their competition here for the weight loss slash diabetes drugs. Again, a lot of these were designed originally to help combat diabetes and have become weight loss drugs. That look, the stock has been sort of in a trend here for a while. You just have to go back to the daily chart to see. It looks like their glory days were about a year ago, and it's been all downhill for the last year. So, um, they did make announcement of a number of programs that they're just cutting off funding for, and they're going to let die on the vine. So, so it really didn't have a lot of exciting news in their earnings forecast, and the stock is once again being pushed down as a result. Last but
Yeah.
not least on my list for today was Disney. We haven't really talked about Disney at all in a while. Disney, during the last election cycle, Disney was all over the place, wasn't it? A lot of concerns, a lot of some missteps by the company management, not on their core services, but frankly on their employee relations and with their largest physical site, which of course is Disneyland. I always forget which one. Disneyland is in Florida, right? So,
Yeah,
anyways,
Disney. Yeah,
where they
Disney
they
World.
basically they own as much property as a good sized city, and they run their own police and ambulance services and road
Yeah,
crews, and
yeah.
it's if you've been there you understand it's massive. Like they own their own highways, like they got
I
everything.
think you
Anyways,
can't even fly over their airspace or something. It's like some restrictions they have there. Because I guess people want to fly over and take pictures of the castle, so they prevent that. They got a lot going on down there.
okay, well, anyways, all right, well, I didn't know that, but that makes sense, I guess. Um, but look, they didn't have a bad quarter necessarily. They did slightly miss on revenue. They did beat on bottom line earnings, so they got more money in the bank than expected. They even actually increased their guidance as they lift their outlook for the full year, thinking they're going to make $5.85 a share, up from the previous amount of 5.75 they said. So, and that's ahead of Wall Street was what Wall Street was expecting. So, you think that would all be good news, but apparently it's not enough. Disney is still down a little bit pre-market here. This is a midday type trade. I actually sort of like Disney at times, but it's not a big mover. Like, don't expect to get the Tesla type moves on it. So,
Yeah.
oh, Steve can hear the fireworks at Disneyland. He lives that close. Well, then, and do they do those every
Ain't
night?
that like every night? Oh man, I wouldn't
Yeah,
like that. I'll be
yeah.
mad at the mouse.
Like,
I'll be mad at the damn rat if they're doing that every day.
yeah,
But I guess like everything, you just get used to it, man, and it just
guess so.
becomes. And in my town, we have a freight train that goes from town from end to end. And there's
Hmm.
houses when I go to the park. There's houses that are right next to. I'm like, and these things are loud, man. These freight trains, they're loud. You could hear them. I could hear them from my house sometimes when they're going pretty fast. I can imagine the house right there next door, but I guess they just get used to that. I couldn't live like that.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Interesting.
so you can. But yeah, it would be a shame, right? Because fireworks are so much fun when you do it occasionally. If you had, if you were just like hearing it every night, ugh, well, that might be a little much. But anyways, all right. So that's Disney. Yeah, I mean, again, might watch it later today. Will not watch it at the open. So out of that, yeah, I've got a bunch of good targets here. I see, Carlos, you've got a few of them on your list, guys. We've given you lots to think about. Pick the ones you want. Yeah, there's a ton of earnings, and yeah, I think we should have an active day. I hope so.
Yeah, I think so too. It looks good. I like this list. Again, not a blockbuster one, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, friends, let's go to you guys and see what you like this morning. You thought I had jury duty today? No, I do not. Jury duty was on Tuesday. I walked in, they saw my beer. They're like, it's okay, you don't have to stay. I'm kidding. Kidding. That happens at the airport. But no, what happens is I called them up and rescheduled. They were so nice because we had so much going on this week, so I didn't want to miss it. But I rescheduled, and I had like I was telling people yesterday, I had like this whole story and spiel, and they were so nice and just moved it. So it was awesome. Friends, let's take a look at some of the stuff you have today. Let's take a look at ALAB. We saw this was reporting yesterday. Peter, I'm not sure if you mentioned it today. Normally
Oh,
doesn't
I
trade
didn't.
very well. It is up
Yeah.
21%. Is it worth looking at this morning?
People were mentioning this last night, and I didn't really like it last night, and I don't really like it this morning, to be honest. So they did have earnings. It was yesterday after the close. They did beat their numbers. Yeah, I no, not for me. Anyways, if you guys like it, it's all yours. Happy to leave you to it. I mean, I've got two good semi targets in AMD and SMCI, and of course Nvidia is always on the list. So yeah, that's enough in that one sector for me.
There we go. Not for me, friends. Here, let's take a look what else we have here. I know we're running a little bit of time, so I'll just do two more. Look at Snap. Snap did have earnings. Last night? I believe it was. Yes, they're down 18%
Did I
this morning.
skip over them? Yeah.
I think you might have mentioned it quickly, but you know what? Normally doesn't trade very well today, though. I mean, look at the volume, 17.5. Can this actually do something? It's a $7 stock. I think it might be interesting. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but interesting at least to put in a secondary. We can come back and look at it a little bit further. But again, earnings last night, I just don't think this thing is going to trade all that well. So let's see. In our YouTube chat, RNG, is this Ring Central? What is this? This is up 25%. Just started to get going. So I don't have a lot of information on it now. I'm not sure what the flow is. 205,000 shares traded. Looks very light on volume though, guys. I mean, if I look at this daily here, just look at the daily look, it's 1.5. So it's extremely low. So yeah, I'm not sure about this one here. I'm not sure what Ring Central is, Peter, but they're up here this morning.
I thought they were bought out by somebody, if they're what I'm thinking of.
Like
No,
the Ring company,
it's not
like
what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Like the ring on the
Yeah, I was
bell.
thinking of the Ring, like the doorbell thing, which I
That's what I was
think
thinking too.
that got bought by Amazon, but that's not them.
Yeah.
Is this what
Okay.
these guys are? I don't think that's what this
No,
is it?
I don't know if
No, it
people are.
doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem to. Ring Centrals does seem to be like a self. More than 400,000 companies use Ring Central as the voice of their business. Blah blah blah. I mentioned AI.
Better mention
Yeah,
AI.
yeah, it's a different. Yeah, no, it seems to be a different company altogether. Anyways, yeah, whatever it is, it's earnings. I'm not going to be trading it. I do like Snap though. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, Snap looks interesting, man. I like the I mean, they get a lot of volume, but I like the volume today. And maybe, with earnings, today could be their day. Lower price stock and doesn't move a lot, so you could take a little bit bigger size. Still be careful, again, all about the risk. So yeah, I'm going to throw it on here. Let's see what we can get out of it. Friends, we have to stop here because of time, but let's take a look quickly at what's happening for today. We'll go through this quickly, and then we'll do some levels. But as soon as Andrew and Brian are ready, we'll switch over. We'll continue here on YouTube so we can give these guys some time. So when you guys are ready, just hop on and we'll get out of your way here. Peter, let's take a look at what's happening for today.
Yeah, guys, it's Wednesday. So, welcome to the middle of this week. And that means it's Psychology Day. And we're going to focus on the mental wisdom that we can impart to you. So, we start with noon. Vanessa's going to be in the webinar room talking about how you can manage the future. She's a very active trader. She's always got trades and opportunities in the market to talk to you about. So you can join her at noon in the webinar room, as I mentioned. And then, of course, tonight we've got our event at 8 p.m. Always got our webinar with Dr. Kenneth Reed is what's happening tonight. He's going to talk about, and I mentioned, I think this before, I love the name, the Dopamine Trance Revisited. So he talked about the negative and positive effects of dopamine. He's going to talk about sort of how you can manage that, and the effect of some of the I guess how you can manage it and what you can do about it. So anyways, join at 8 o'clock tonight. That should be a good webinar in the webinar room for our elite members. If you want to join us at Bearable Traders, once again, go to the website bearabletraders.com and you can get all the information. Join using the intro right through the elite annual. All those options are available to you. Just scroll down on the main page and you will find them. As you might have seen right at the beginning, our next Peak Capital Bootcamp is coming up. If you're interested in sort of getting some intensive training on how to short-term trade or day trade, then we'd love to help you out. Check out pcapitaltrading.com. The bootcamp happens only 3 times a year, and we're always proud to deliver it. It's a great program, but it's pretty intensive. I'll tell you, it's not for everybody. You really have to be prepared to put the effort in, or you won't get the value out of it. So if you've got the time and the inclination, then consider it. If not, don't worry, right? Don't force yourself into it. We see all too many people that jump into the program with the best of intentions, and then just, life happens and they just don't have the time, and then regret not having been able to get the most out of it. So if you find yourself in the position where you think you can, sort of really focus in over the next 3 months, this thing runs September right through the end of November into often the first week of December. I don't know the exact schedule on this one. Then absolutely go to the website. If you've got questions, email us. We're happy to answer. I was just answering some questions about boot camp this morning. And as you can tell, guys, well, we're not going to sell it to you. I'm going to tell you honestly what the program is and whether it's something that's of interest to you. It's that I want to make sure that people who get into it, really understand what they're getting into, have the interest and the ability to take advantage of it, so you can really sort of get max value. So go to, again, pcapitaltrading.com. You can get more information, or email me, Peter at pcapital trading, or peter at bearabletraders.com. I'll happily answer any questions you've got. Okay? All right,
Awesome.
guys, let's get to a couple. Well, look, I don't even know if do we have time for levels, Carlos? Like, we've only 4 minutes.
I'm just waiting. Once Andrew and Brian hop on, we'll turn off and we'll go to YouTube. So yeah, we will do levels as we prepared. We only got 3 tickers to do levels, so it should be easy. All right, there's Brian. So we'll let you guys go and we'll start to switch over. But yeah, we'll do levels in a sec here. Don't go, this is Brian. Good morning, Brian. Hope you're doing well, man. All right, let's switch off. Yes, of course. All right. Okay, let's take a look here. Let's just start switching everything over, and we'll get rocking and rolling. We'll do some levels. Good morning, Andrew is in chat. Say good morning to Andrew, guys, over on YouTube. And we'll start preparing. We got a couple of minutes here. Friends, thank you so much. The amount of donations for our charity has been incredible. I mean, it's really actually motivating, man. Like, I want to do more. As far as, maybe we could do like create a group like Bearable Traders Cares. We get together for a meetup, go somewhere like to Vegas to feed people, like do something, right? I mean, we could do this. Why not? I think it'll be real nice. But yeah, our donations have been awesome. So thank you guys for doing all that. Let's get together here as far as levels, guys. The first one on the list is AMD. We'll start there. So AMD off the daily. Levels are going to be easy. Towards the top, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. I am going to mark down 167.39 there. 161.51 is the low, and then towards the bottom on the daily, we're going to mark down 158.29, and then just in case we see more weakness, 154.65. This is my favorite ticker today. I think it's heavily in play, given the earnings and the drop and the volume. So looking forward to this one. I didn't add Nvidia or Tesla to our list, but I will be watching those as well. I do have Apple here. Apple with news of investing 100 billion. Again, that's a very broad statement. Maybe it's a very broad statement, and we also need to know, Peter, the time frame, right? Because sometimes it could be 100 billion over 20 years. Like, that's nothing, right? So it's not going to take it out right now. So we got to see what that actually means, and that can always change. 206.90 is the high of the pre-market, so they're moving up there. The low of the pre-market, 203.31. Towards the top and bottom, you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Smack in the middle of the price, you do have this level as well there, which is the high from yesterday, so that's pretty good there. And outside of that, I think you're pretty set on Apple, right? So you're looking pretty good there. If it does break out one way or the other, we can definitely add some more levels on here. SMCI is the next one I have on deck. Very tight range. We are down 17% from last night's earnings, but this morning, very tight range of 46 compared to the drop, right? 46.71 is the low of the pre-market to 48.49. And I say tight, you look at this day, look at this big drop, but the drop all happening last night, and today we're not moving much, right? We're not moving much compared to the drop itself. So it's down 17%, 6.1 million shares traded. I think it's definitely played towards the top, and a minute left here for the market open, guys. Towards the top, 50.07. Towards the bottom, 46.13, and then we'll also mark down 44.58. Perfect. All right. Just above 30 seconds left. We're going to prepare here with our 1 minute chart, our 5 minute, and we'll get ready for this market open here. We'll bring in Peter on this side.
Okay.
And we'll get rocking.
We are getting ready to go, like you said, less than a minute. Oops.
I'm gonna give you guys here. I'll pull up on the screen what people are watching. Right after the open, I'll give you what people are watching in a second here.
All right. Here's the opening bell.
All right, there we go. Let's see what we got going on
Videos
here.
popping up. AMD. AMD. Whoa, where are you going?
AMD doing some stuff. Wow, we really ran out of time quickly here. I'm not all set up yet as far as the watch list.
Unity. Upstart. Snapchat. Snapchat's not moving yet.
Apple. SMCI. I feel like I missed a ticker off the primary list. I feel like I meant to add one and I don't have it here. I only showed 3, so let's see. All right, SMCI, Apple, and AMD. Tesla with a big pop in.
Oh, darn
pop.
it.
Rising
Darn
devil
it.
situation there, Peter.
I made a mistake.
Oh
I
no.
got into Tesla, but somehow I got out at break even. I don't know.
You got
how
in
I did
short?
that. I got in short.
Oh,
And then out at break even, and I missed the dollar drop from my entry, so I don't know what happened. Whoops. It's good. It's gone higher now, so maybe it's just just as well.
that's an
Still waiting
aggressive
for the
move.
volume to come in on Snap. Love to see Snap here go. AMD is holding out a little bit better than I would have expected here.
It's going. Found I see Zeta here. Zeta. Yeah, it's going up $1. This was in play today. It wasn't a gappers list. I saw this. Normally it doesn't trade very well, but it's having a good open. It's having a really nice open here. Pushing up nicely right now.
What's happening here? Oh, come on.
As usual, friends, I wait 3 minutes before any trades. Peter's looking actively right now for any opportunities. Apple.
Yeah, AMD is a little sketchy here. I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Tesla's gone higher, so probably a good thing I got out of that.
So much to watch today. I feel like, man. I want to just focus on a few things,
Yeah.
man. Apple's just gone. You saw Apple. Apple just didn't wait for anybody. It is up almost $3 from the open.
Yep.
Let's go. Okay. Let's move over here. Perfect. Okay. All right, here it is. SMCI. I don't see a play on Apple unless we get a significant pullback. So I'm gonna leave that one alone for now. AMD above the VWAP, man, that looks strong. That looks real nice. I love that 5-minute candle too that we just did there. That we're about to set up here if we keep going this way. This could be a great 5-minute ORB. If we stay above the VWAP, I like it for a 5-minute ORB breakup.
I still like I'm still bullish or bearish on AMD, but I'm always bearish on things.
Well,
so.
Well, the good thing though is that
I don't know when.
Yeah, exactly right.
But
that's where I was gonna go. I'm like, you're always bearish, but you still wait for your signals, even though you're bearish, you just don't jump in. Yeah, so that's very important. You're always bearish, but you're waiting for your signals. That's the key here. Yeah. I actually like it for a long, but I want to pull back. I want to pull back closer to the VWAP. But this stock is, again, 5 minutes coming up here, so I'll be looking for 5-minute ORB. AMD, a small pullback there. Kind of setting up an ABCD pattern on the 1 minute if you like that. SMCI pushing heavily above VWAP. And Tesla also looking mighty strong, man. Ooh, this made the day for us yesterday, but today's we
Hmm.
kind of missed it here. Ah,
Well, and Andrew agrees with you on AMD.
he's on
He
it.
is long on
Yeah,
AMD.
I like
So
it long too, man. I want to pull back closer to VWAP, but I think there's an opportunity here too. Um, let's see. It's got to stay above VWAP. Don't drop here. Stay above VWAP. This is a hard decision, hard entry, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going long AMD, guys. Uh, I'm really unsure about the entry because I
mm,
wanted something a little bit better.
mm,
But let's see if we can hold above the VWAP here. So we'll give it 50. Uh, the VWAP is at $1. That's far. I thought it was close. That's far. $1 is not ideal. How did I read
yeah,
50 cents? I read 50 cents somehow. I
still,
don't know why. Um, I don't like this setup on the 5 minute at all now. Like, what I want to do is I want to wait for this here. Like, if it would have went strength, then that's like a better signal. Getting in here is it's a little uncertain. Yeah, because this could happen. We get the drop, but let's see. Let's see. Apple MCI named. Yeah, man. Andrew, we have. Oh, I see you're an Apple. Apple. We have so many great stocks today. Today's a really nice day. Um,
yeah, Uber
yeah,
had an interesting drop, and then it's moving back up a little bit at the open.
yeah.
Snapchat and Unity, neither one of those have done much after the open. Ah, see, I should have. See, you and Andrew were
Should have.
long AMD.
We
I was looking
should
for a
have.
short at 166.
Yeah,
That was my
yeah.
thought of a trade, but I couldn't pull the
It,
trigger with
it
everyone else going against me. And look what
Peter,
I missed.
gotta follow your plan, baby. Because I will go
I
against you if I
know,
have
I
to.
know.
If I have to, I will try not to. But if I have
Yeah,
to, I will. um,
yeah, I get
uh,
it.
no.
Oh
Great
well.
short. It's actually
Oh,
did a beautiful engulfing pattern. You know what? This is my fault. I said it. I have to wait for the pullback and then the confirmation of
yep, you
strength.
did say it.
I got a little,
You, you had the FOMO.
I had the FOMO. I'm like, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it,
Yeah.
and it did mess me up there. Uh, so yeah, so that's my fault. It still might be a good one, but again, we'll have to see if it sets up above VWAP and wait for the confirmation. That's important. I didn't do that there, so I think I'm still right in the direction. I think this is overreaction, man. We're down 5.6. The stock did well, and somehow we're still down. I think the stock is overreacting. Is what I think. So I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, but
Just
see, now
my
you're putting a fundamental analysis on the actual price action. So,
no. I'm still keeping the price action separate. I should have waited for my confirmation.
okay.
But I think there might be a long opportunity here eventually. But again, like you said, timing is all that
Yeah.
timing that's important.
If you guys
Um,
are watching other things, UPST, all red candles this morning since the open. So it's
wow, that's a
just headed down here.
$6 drop, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yep.
And again, you guys are active today. Love it. Oh, look at Ricky. Did Ricky say good morning? Oh, Ricky's on it. Ricky is on. I was gonna get on him, but I can't because he put in there hashtag. I was gonna really get on him, but he put hashtag membership. I'm like, how dare he? But then right here, good morning. Like, okay, good. So that's okay. Gotta say good morning. Then you gotta do this.
There you
But
go.
it's
See,
not on yet, guys.
Ricky knew
So
the order of operations
yeah,
there.
he did. It's not on yet, so don't do it yet until we let you know a little bit later when I turn on the night bot here. So it's not on just yet. Laptop or membership? Yes. We'll see which one people want. People love the membership. People love the membership, and we're switching that up, right? We're doing. Did we say 2 at 6 months or 2 at 3 months, right? What did we decide to do? We talked over a little
I don't
bit.
know.
We'll confirm with Andrew now. But we want to do one today.
I
We want to
was
do one
thinking,
Friday. Two giveaways, right?
yeah. Are we just doing regular giveaways? I was thinking that we could do one for those that join the channel and then ones that are just hanging out.
Like membership, the
Well, there's a
garbage and
You can
the
join
Lambos and garbage
the YouTube channel.
membership. Oh, yeah. Tesla. Man, I took the wrong
All
horse
right,
today.
AMD.
Took the
Darn
wrong
it.
horse.
I should have followed my gut. Should have followed my gut. Oh well.
Yeah, Peter, this is a good short, man. Should have definitely went in on that. But I get it.
Yeah. All right. It's okay.
I get
It's
it.
all good.
Uber, this
Hims.
is why we talk about Uber like it's not a great trader. This is why, like, look at the volume just drop off. It's
Yeah.
just nothing happens, right? I mean, I don't know. It's a hard trader, at least for my
Yep.
strategies. You're gonna say Hims?
Oh, Hims is moving down this morning, so I don't know if anybody got a trade on that, but that's another drop stock.
Uh,
Carlos.
what? What's up? You said something?
$3. $3
On
move
what?
on AMD now.
Down?
It's killing me,
Sorry,
man.
I shouldn't be laughing. That's not
I
fun.
should
Let
have.
me mute myself.
Oh, it is. It is what it is. It's
Uh,
my own fault.
yeah, I get it, man. I get it. And if I wasn't long, this setup here actually on the 1 minute, I'll be honest, I wasn't long. This is what we look for, guys, right? This breakdown, pullback, and then continuation is such a clean. But this is my fault for not waiting for my signal. Again, that's going to be in the journal today. Wait for your signal. Wait for your signal.
Yep.
It's so important. Doesn't guarantee it's always going to work, but it gives you the best possible opportunity. Apple's really going
Paris,
to
of
ride with
course,
this
got a
thing.
great trade on Tesla. Paris, man, he's playing Tesla like a fiddle, as he always does.
Man, I'm
Look at that
gonna
trade.
go long. I'm long Apple, guys. High of day breakout, ABCD pattern. My stop is not VWAP. My stop will be 208.20. So I don't want to go below these wicks over here. But I'm long Apple. This is a great setup, and I'm surprised they're moving like this on this news. Like, this news is big, but it's not that big, right? But we play in the price section, so
No.
it doesn't matter.
Right.
Play in the price section. So I'm long Apple. I think this thing is gonna go here. I like this setup here. It looks nice. So long Apple. Mohammed says AMD is great today. Took the long in the first minute, then short. Oh, you played it both sides. Awesome, man. This is awesome. Oh wow, this thing is gonna make Peter feel pretty yeah, pretty crappy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Andrew still long in Apple. Added just a couple of minutes ago on the pullback there, on the way up with strength. Again, just waiting for that confirmation. He added, parceling in now. I mean, just this was the trade, man. This was the trade. I joined a little bit later, but again, it looks so strong. Wow, man. I thought I was gonna be messed up with this entry, but this is great. I'm taking a partial here, friends. We're up almost 80 cents here. Andrew's, let's take a look at Andrew's situation here, which is looking pretty good. Long on the breakout here. And again, just the strength of this stock. We got a level here. You see this level? This is, I believe, the high of the pre-market is this red line here. So he took that breakout. I have that line as well. So that's one of the highs of the day. Not the pre-market, high of the day. The last two trading days. I'm not sure which one, but look at the breakout, partial, add, and then take it somewhere off. Another add over here, and then more partial. I mean, that is awesome. I'm in Apple as well because it looks so strong today. It is really, really nice. Really nice. 210? Can we get 210? Oh, man. This is great, guys. Really glad the Apple call that helped. You're killing it. Thanks, man. No, you guys called. I mean, we had it on here. You mentioned the JC Trader actually. You mentioned there was news on Apple. I had not seen it yet. Then I went to look for it, and that's when we saw that 100 billion. So, thanks for bringing it to the radar. And here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah. Another partial on Apple here, as we're just struggling a little with 209.84. Um, one team, one dream. I like that. One team, one dream. It's pretty good. I like that. Haven't heard that one before.
Tesla still pushing higher. There you go. There's Apple through 210.
Oh man, love that. Oh wow. Yes, friends, another partial here. 10% now. I don't want to take too much off. I took a 10, a 20 just before. But let's take less off now. See, I find these stocks that don't get a lot of volume. When they get going, they can get going. Like the Match.coms here. Again, your file, you're bringing this up. Match.com. What's the other one? That's Disney. Didn't get great volume. It's dropping here. It's just hard to read the price action. Like that's the problem with me with these stocks that don't get great volume. They're a little bit harder on that price action. Apple pulling back a little bit here. I've taken a couple of really good partials already. Stop will be at break even, but I probably won't want to see it go below this 20. 9 moving average. Like I want to see it hold this and continue if we can. Felix, POTR. Let's take a look. POTR. I'm having choppy flashbacks on this right here. Choppy flashback. Last week, Peter, it got me pretty good. That's not good. I had one or two loss on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
Or it was pre-earnings. It was Tuesday, wasn't it?
Pre-earnings,
Tuesday.
which if I knew, I completely forgot it was earnings.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. They had earnings that afternoon. It was could have been Monday.
When did we do the earnings? It was last Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
I think.
Thursday. I think it would have been Thursday. Yeah. So just careful on it. I'm not saying you don't know what's going to happen. Just be careful on it. Friends, yeah, I saw the newsletter email from Andrew last night. His book is already like bestseller, man. That's awesome. So thank you guys for the support. I did my bootcamp meeting yesterday, the final one, attend the bootcamp. It's like bittersweet, right? And a member already had the book. I'm like, how did you get it so fast? I mean, he ordered, he already has it. And he had a great recommendation. My good friend Pedro, his recommendation was even old members that have read the previous book should still read this book. He's been with us for a while. He's like, you have to read this book because just the revision, of the stuff that you already know, plus the psychology part. He loved the psychology part as well. So he's like, no matter how long you've been with BBT, he was telling me like, you got to get this book, Carl. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, but he was like telling me, you got to get this book. And I'm like, yeah, I will. I will. I don't have no problems with you. So I'm looking forward to it. I gotta order it. I'll do that today. But most importantly, friends, what Andrew cares about the most is not you buying the book, is you giving an honest review. That means a lot to him. He reads all these things. I don't know how he has the time, but he reads all these things, and it means a lot to him as far as your feedback, honest feedback. So make sure if you picked up the book, which I highly recommend, give that feedback. Another partial on Apple. Thanks, Andrew. Yes, Apple has been incredible. I saw your trade as well. Just awesome. You got it much earlier than I did. And we're just seeing so many great opportunities, man. Andrew's showing Tesla in chat now. Look at Tesla, Peter. Look at wow.
It's going and going and going.
Wow. This market, man. This market is just, I love it. No, I am not all out on Apple. I just took another partial here because we are struggling at 210 a little bit. So just another partial. I'm not gonna get out just yet. I want to see if we can hold on to this 9 and get a bigger move. But this moving average will be important here. I would like to hold on to this if we can. But hopefully this is some more upside here. Anyone in Apple, friends? Who's in Apple today? Yeah, Tesla's the talk right now, right? Tesla's the one that we're looking and saying, what is going on? What do we have here? Apple is doing its thing. I mean, Tesla. I'm long Apple 220. What? Long Apple 223. I don't think that's not good. TC, you're long Apple 223. Long term is a whole different story, right? This, you mean long term swing trade, long term stuff. That's fine. You'll be okay. Apple will find a way. Nice. Joe says nice book that is included on a Kindle Unlimited. Yes, it is. It's got a couple of versions. Kindle Unlimited. It's got the. Did I see the audio yesterday when I logged in? I think I saw the audio as well. And no, I saw the hardcover and also the soft cover. Those are available there. Uh, all right, Apple's pulling back more than what I would like. I don't want to see it go below this moving average. We got $1 and change on this thing. As even right now, we got $1 and change. So I don't want to give a lot back. Well, actually, a little bit less than $1, like 80 cents or so. There we go. Now it's $1 above 209.80. So I'm. Oh yeah, yeah. Stay alive, Apple. Let's see here. All right, Apple. Yeah, who was saying 319 on Tesla yesterday? Was that John? It's definitely made a dent today. At least trying. AMD pullback to VWAP. Yes, but this I don't think it's a pullback. I think it's a change in direction. I mean, the short is over. The short was when Peter called it here, man. Peter called it earlier. Peter called. See my green arrow? That's Peter's short.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I was sitting right there. I still have my stop on the screen. I would have had a stop at just above 166.
Yeah.
166.27. And anyways, oh well.
Yeah, yeah. Apple struggling. I'm gonna bail on Apple, or not bail. You know what? I'll take half off. I'll leave just a little bit because we are losing this moving average, and then the rest out of break even. So, the rest out of break even. So we'll take a little bit off here. But yeah, excellent trade, excellent trade. So, how dare you, Apple? You came down here just to get my partial. Right? Maybe not. They did. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if it can break 210. What is 210 on the daily? Apple's struggling here. What is the I mean, there's a daily level here that was support in the past. You see right here, right in this area. You see a lot of support right this here. A lot of days opening, closing right around that area. There's a lot happening here. But it's not a resistance area like this one. Like this clearly appears like a resistance, right? We even changed directions and head lower. But it's just struggling here for some reason. So, you son of a gun. Look at that. Let's see if it can do it now.
All right, AMD's coming back up.
See if it can do it. Yes, that's what I've been trying to do. I don't agree with this, but YouTube does something weird where for the fundraiser we're doing, Peter, I have to add it onto every video manually. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why they don't make this easy? So,
well, like you said, it's the way you know that it's all the money really goes to charity. Otherwise, it
right.
would be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
If they will be getting a cut out of this, they'll be like 20 engineers working on how to make this easier for everybody. But I'm sure they get a lot of tax credits though for actually providing the service to do this. So I'm just doing that now, looking at Apple, waiting for the break. Here we go. I'll add it to our live stream today. All right, friends. So at the bottom, I added right next to the comments. You're gonna see our fundraiser. We're for the next couple of days. We're doing Baby gifts back to Kids with Cancer Foundation. So far, out of our $3,000 goal, we have raised $1,300. And you guys have been dropping some pretty nice bombs, so thank you for that. But again, it's not about it is the amount, big amounts help obviously, but it's about all of us putting just a little bit. What we can afford is and that goes a long way, right? That goes a long way. So thank you guys, really appreciate it. So at the bottom, if you refresh, you'll see the donation button there, and will be nice to get to our goal today. I was looking at the Mr. Beast channel. This guy's he's trying to raise 40 million to provide water for third world countries, and he's already at 10 million. Yeah. He's still got 26 days left. I'm like, now that's a good use of an influencer's power. 40 million. He's already got 10 million in 5 days. Just incredible. So shout out to him and anyone giving back. It's the right thing to do. I'm just gonna get out of Apple, guys. I just don't think it has any juice left. And what I have left after taking 50% off, I don't think it's worth the amount of bandwidth I'm spending on it. Cause what about boot camp for one of the subscribers? Oh, that would be nice. For the giveaway today? That would be nice. A bootcamp membership? Yeah.
Don't commit to anything until you can't deliver on. We gotta check with the boss.
No, he's asking me. He's asking me in chat. Oh, he's asking me. Oh, yes, right, for then. Oh, we should do that. Yeah, for if you're our Lambo and Truck member, and that is if you join the channel, let's give a bootcamp membership. Yeah, it's a great idea. And we right now we have about 10 people, so you are in good company because the odds are good of winning. So let's do, but we should do it, Andrew, like by the end of next week, maybe, right? Give people an opportunity to sign up. But yeah, let's do that. Let's do that bootcamp membership. We'll start promoting that. I like that. I'm gonna get out of Apple. It just makes no sense. Here we go. So yes, don't type membership yet. We still haven't turned it on, so we'll turn it on a little bit later when Andrew comes on. So we don't want to bombard chat. It's not gonna pick up now if you do it. So AMD. Peter, anything? Have you touched anything, man? I know AMD.
No.
What's the trade? Nothing.
Okay. I've been watching Apple. Maybe a short. It's not an ideal setup for me, but it like you said, it feels like it's top tier.
Yeah.
So if I just couldn't quite get an entry above 210. Because that would give me a good risk to reward with a stop over the high of day.
Yeah.
But Apple can be skittish, especially at these levels I found. So gotta be careful with it.
Good stuff. All right, so I'm all out of Apple. I think it's just gonna get a little bit toppy here. Still might have more upside, but I took so much off that's not worth holding. Looking for more opportunity, guys. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. This is awesome. This is good. This still might be another opportunity for me here. Nav, you're done for the day on a 4.7R win. Wow, man. What did you trade? No wonder you was donating like a madman the other day, because you're crushing it. Good for you, man.
There
It's the only like a
you
man, man.
go.
He dropped like two $50
I
bombs. Yeah, that's good, man. Appreciate
life is
that.
good.
Life
You,
give.
it's what
It's
you feel like
awesome.
doing sometimes.
It's awesome. All right, good. On AMD, so you must have taken a short or long. AMD bouncing off the VWAP, looking to see if it gets support here. Neil, let's take a look. Oh, that's right, Nav. You told me you caught the pop and the drop. Yeah, so awesome. AMD VWAP breakout. Yeah, I can't say I love the setup. And I'm pretty unsure here if it has the juice to get going here. The 5 minute looks interesting though. If you look at the 5 minute here, like if you look at this setup, you can see here higher highs, higher lows again, which again, this is, I know this is so basic, but this stuff works, friends. Like the higher lows is it works. I learned this stuff from Andrew when we had like 5 classes back in BBT, and to this day I use it. It works, right? So we need to see this continue here a little bit, and then confirmation of the breakout I think will be nice, and just kind of get in there. But right now, the fact that in the 1 minute we're not getting a new high could be a little bit discouraging to take the breakout here. So let's see. This next couple of candles are going to be important to see if the buyers really want to get this above 165. Let's. And this was a great short, Peter. Even looking at the 5 minute now, this was even the engulfing downwards, and the engulfing gave you such a good risk to reward to the low of the day that it was just perfect. It really was. So many good signals to go short on AMD, and I missed it. I missed it. IonQ is doing a bunch of nothing. Tesla heading back towards VWAP. Yeah, Tesla, big pop and pulling back a little bit. Or I don't think it's heading back towards VWAP. I think VWAP came to it. So big the move was, right? I mean, look at the VWAP where it started here, 309, and yeah, this is a nice move up. So this is a normal pullback to me. So this is not a lot of weakness. Given where we start. I mean, this thing opened up at 306, guys, hit 317. That's a $10 move. Ooh. That is love. But we can't catch everything. We can't catch everything, so that's okay. Oh, here it is, the 1 minute. Look at the strength again on the Tesla, 314, 315. Careful on your share size on this thing. I think this thing has a lot of movement in it, so careful on the share size if you are going to take it long or short, whatever. If you're going to trade at all, Perry, just careful on how you move this thing. Ryan, what did you do? Ryan in chat. Oh, Andrew, you traded Tesla? I didn't see you trade Tesla. I saw only Apple. Andrew's still in Apple, by the way, because it made sense for him to stay in because he added, so he still got enough shares to stay in it. But I'm not sure if Andrew traded Tesla himself, but I know other people in the chat did trade Tesla. Let's see here. Nice. See a trade on NVIDIA. Oh man, these members are. Who's this? Member in chat, Crush James. James been with us for a year. In the chat, he did a nice trade on Tesla. Took the breakout all the way to 317. Let me show you this. This is James, one of our members in chat. He's been with us for a year. Look at the entry, the add, the partial. Maybe it got stopped out here. Jump back in. Partial. Add, and then here it didn't work out, which is okay. I'm sure he made out great there. It's awesome.
Yep. Good trade.
Andrew's in love with Tesla. You know what, Tesla? It's we love the stock. Oh, we do. We love the stock. We love trading it. But sometimes, man, it's not a given. It's not a given. Like
No.
it plays hard to get. It's been playing hard to get. But it's a stock that I guess 8 times out of 10 or 7 times out of 10 is going to give you something to trade, something good, and that those are in trading. That's good. That's really good. So, all right, you got both chats going. You're double dipping, huh? You're dipping here and in our chat room. Good, good, good.
No worries.
No worries. Nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that. We encourage that,
No.
in fact.
But the important thing is on that only take the winning trades from whichever chat. Okay, don't take the losing trades. Don't take the losing ideas. Just take the winning ones, no matter from which chat it is. Okay, that's all we ask.
So that's a big ask. That's
uh, Carlos, around 9:44 a.m. Will you have taken PLTR?
sorry.
No.
I'll just take a call. One sec.
Yeah, go ahead. Um, no, I probably would have not. Give Peter a little privacy here. I probably would have not taken it because I don't see a setup here. 9:44 right in here. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have taken that. No. There's no actual setup for me that I like, and I don't see it as a VWAP breakout because I like the VWAP breakouts when they're when we're leading up to it. We do the little head fake, and then we get the confirmation candle. That's usually when I like that. Is the Apple back up? Yeah. Oh, it is what it is. I'm not too mad about this one. The one that got me out of this trade is this year because I did take a big chunk off here, thinking it was going back down to my break even. So this didn't really matter. It was so small. This wouldn't have made a difference. So this candle really waked me out. It's kind of like as I'm moving my stop up. I didn't really want to go below here. Really, really, you should do the 20 moving average, right? That's what you really should do. But it is what it is. You make the decisions with the information you got. But yeah, Apple is strong. I love it. The strength here looking pretty nice. Andrew traded this lovely. I saw this Andrew's couple of ads a little bit after, right? So he's got his ad here, partial. I'm surprised he didn't add here. This is usually an ad for him, but that's okay. You hang out with someone so much, you start to learn how they trade, right, and their skills. But yeah, partial here. I mean, he was in early. This is awesome, awesome. This is what you get in chat, and I actually have Andrew's screen up because it saves me two charts, as I mentioned before, the SPY and the Q. So I just looked at off his charts. I get those two there. So he says he doesn't use Twitter. No, he has it there. Oh, let me bring you back. He has it there, but he doesn't use it. Um, he doesn't use it as far as like for scanners and looking at what's moving there. What he does probably use a little bit more is the Benzinga alerts. Like he'll look at that because that those are pretty good. I'll be honest, man. I pay for the Trade Ideas scanners 150 back in the days. It's a big chunk, and they're great at scanners. But the amount of information you get there, the amount that's actually tradable, is it worth 150?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Like
it takes
I
a
don't know.
lot of work you gotta really either spend a
Yes.
lot of work configuring them to exactly what you're looking for, or
It's a lot
you
of
gotta sort
noise.
of
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta scan through a lot of symbols,
Yeah.
tickers to find ones that you're interested
So
in.
I think they're great. Is it worth 150? Probably not. I mean, I got the same scanners for a lot less, with $650 from tradingterminal.com. So I think that's more reasonable, and not just the scanners. I got way more than that. So if I start putting this into compartments, the scanners I'm probably paying like $5 for it, right? That's worth it because it's not a lot that you can get on there, as far as the scanners. So yeah. But again, everybody's different. I'm just speaking on the way I trade and what I'm looking for. Everybody's different.
D's gone sideways here. Really doing nothing.
Wow. Apple to the moon. Carlos, what about interactive broker scanners? I haven't used them, but the scanners are I'm sure they're pretty similar. I haven't used them. Thinkorswim has scanners. I find Thinkorswim scanners are very difficult to um to filter stuff out,
Yeah.
right? They don't make it easy, you know. They're now selling for 800 for the year. Who's that? Pancash. I had a good coworker named Pancash, man. He was funny. He had this strong Indian accent, really great friend of mine. So he used to make these jokes, like it's funny. He could talk corporate English, so it was less accent. But then he wanted to really tell a good joke. He'll go into his heavy Indian accent. Oh, it was freaking awesome! It was awesome. It was awesome. Ah, that's what I miss about the corporate life is the people, man. I had
Yeah.
amazing coworkers, and I do miss that. Other than that, it's this is love.
Yep. I agree. It was all about the people. It
Yeah.
always is.
Yeah. Benzinga is 800 a year. Oh man,
But
that's
not all the people were good.
it's tough. It's a lot.
Let's tell the
But
story.
mm-hmm.
I had a boss once that sort of a boss. He called himself my boss. I refused to acknowledge him as my boss, but it was a weird time in corporate life where
Mm-hmm.
we were doing it was when I was just got outsourced from Nortel to Computer Sciences Corp. And anyways, this guy was like ex-US military and he sort of liked to run things with that approach.
Mm.
But anyways, the one line that always got me was at one point I was on this big project. I was presenting in front of a bunch of executives, his management, right, and mine too. But and
Mm-hmm.
they asked me, "What do you think we should do next to the program?" And it was like an off-script question. So I said, "Here's what I think we should do." Bam, bam, bam. And they said, "Okay, thanks a lot." Got off the call. Didn't think anything until he calls me half an hour later, screaming at me, "What the hell are you doing? How dare you provide your opinion to the executives without running it through me first? If I want you to have an opinion, I will give it to you." And
Mm.
I'm like, "What?" So
Mm.
that was his attitude. Your opinion will be the one I give you, and that's what you'll tell the executives. I actually never talked to him after that. I refused to call him. I just
Yeah.
stopped talking with him. And anyways, needless to say, I got promoted, ended up in a more senior role than he was in. But that just blew my mind. I'm like, who are you? Like that's stuff you see
Yeah.
in movies and that I'd never actually experienced before. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's
You do
crazy.
that now, you probably get arrested. You probably go to jail.
Yeah, probably. I'm
Probably
sure
get
at the very
crucified.
least I could take some mental health days off for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways, I loved that
Yeah.
line. I mean, I didn't like it in the moment, but I just next time you
Yeah.
have an opinion, I will give it to you. I'm like, what the? Anyway,
I did, Andrew.
crazy.
I did get all out, man. I'm looking at your trade. So I was looking at Andrew. She's asking if I got all out on Apple. I did. I did.
Uh,
I thought here. I took a lot off here. I took like almost the
mhm.
50% off. Left a little bit just in case. And I'm like, you know what? This little bit's not worth it. And look at this, man. This is just going 211.
Yeah,
So
Andrew got filled at 211. You
yeah,
had an
I
order
know.
sitting there, right?
I know. Yeah,
Just you could
we.
bide your
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I know.
Carlos, what have we talked about
I
today?
know.
Patience.
I know. I know. Patience, grasshopper. Yeah,
That being said,
patience.
I'm sitting on the sidelines watching, so it's so easy,
Yeah.
right? It's this is like coaching your football team from in front of the TV, right? Like I'm really not
Yeah.
adding
Yeah.
value.
Yeah, man. No, no, you're adding conversation, Peter, which is more valuable than what you think. Yeah, it does hurt. It hurts to
I
see
agree.
this go to 11, and I think it's just gonna keep slowly grinding higher. It might get a little, toppy, but this is a strong move today on Apple, man. Again, happy with my trade,
It
but
is.
there was no reason to jump out of here.
I am
Well, yeah.
surprised at this move on Apple. Like, really, the news doesn't feel that strong to me. But okay, I
Mm.
mean, I guess in the broader context, this is not a huge move, but I mean, it's not bad. We're talking $5 here, six
No, it's
dollars
great.
almost,
For what Apple's
right?
been
So
doing lately, it's been doing
yeah,
nothing. Like it's been, so this is great. So Tesla bouncing off of VWAP here after a whopping almost $10 move out of the gates. I mean, this is
yeah.
awesome, guys. Peter needs a better relationship with HR and go to HR concert. Go to a Coldplay concert. That's what
Yeah,
that
maybe
would work.
Tesla long.
Did
The truth, I'm
so
not
Andrew
taking
only
Tesla
has one
long.
in the Andrew only has one and done today. He only traded Apple.
No, no. He was
First one I
Apple. I
saw.
thought he also had. I thought he also traded Tesla at one point,
Oh, he did. Okay.
and I thought he was trading AMD as well. But I
Yeah.
I don't know. He'll have to show us. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he's got more than just the Apple trade on the
Oh,
day.
okay. Okay. Gotcha. Nvidia did actually move pretty decent here as well. Went green. So many stocks to watch today, friends. I mean, this is one of those days where you could have picked a couple here and done very well. Even AMD, if you had the right direction, could have done good here. And then, see, guys, it didn't break out. I knew it. It's just this thing about not making a new high and not getting that confirmation candle. It
Uh,
didn't get the breakout, so that's why I didn't jump long when you guys called that one out. Uber short, Uber. I'm sorry, not short. Uber dropping, Snap.
I'm,
Um,
I'm pretty sure Andrew was long on AMD when you were Carlos. I think he just got in a little earlier, but
okay, okay,
anyways,
yeah,
he'll tell
yeah,
us.
yeah.
He'll show us a little bit later.
Couple of minutes he'll be on here. Friends
Yeah.
over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, please hit that thumbs up. It does mean a lot to us. It does help out the channel a bunch, but more importantly, we want you to help us with our goal for this month, which is, if I can get this to snap out properly, our goal is our fundraiser. You know, we are Bear Traders Gives Back. We are doing a fundraiser for kids with cancer. If you go to the bottom of our chat here, you're going to see the donate button. So far, we raised 1,256 out of the 3,000 that
It's
we're looking for.
amazing. That's
So,
amazing,
which
guys.
yeah, it's incredible. 24 days left, so I think we can do this. But again, we need everybody's help, right? Everybody's help. Just put in a little bit. You don't got to put in a boatload, but if we all do a little bit, we can get there. And hit the likes. Appreciate the likes. We're sitting at 357, 359. 1,000 of us friends watching here, so we'd love to get that going. But yeah, thank you guys. So far, you guys have been amazing with the donations. 100% goes to the charity. YouTube does not even charge us a fee. They don't charge a fee on your processing, which is nice. I did look that up. I'm like, make sure everything goes there, and it does. So awesome. All right, and with that, we'll look to see what else. And we're doing a giveaway today, right? We'll do a giveaway today as well. And
Yeah.
just gonna come up, and I'll let you know when to do the membership thing a little bit later. And we'll include you guys in the draw. Sean, let's get to 100 likes. Peter wants to be paid, compensated. Yes, you know what? We full transparency. I think I don't get paid for the likes, but I think Peter does. I think we kind of spoke about that. And he's denying it. But yes, let's help Peter deal with this trauma of his ex-military boss screaming at him. So let's hit the likes. I'll hit the like as well. There you go, Peter. Let's get to 400.
Yeah, that was many years ago. I'm good now. Well,
You're over
maybe
it?
not. I still remember it, so I guess maybe not.
Maybe not.
Blatant trauma.
Maybe not.
You guys are talking about Fig. I haven't even looked at that. Oh yeah, Fig
That's the one that went
moving up
crazy.
today. That was the IPO from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's moving up, but
yeah.
That's a tough.
That's a tough trade.
Tough trade.
Tough trade. Many years ago, more like 2 days. Let's see. What else, friends? What else do we have? Looking for more opportunities to see where else we can join the party here. Tesla. Even Tesla here off this bounce, mate. It's good risk to reward to 317 if it can get to the high of the day. It's good risk to reward. Looks like it wants to go up. PLTR. Let's take a look. PLTR today. Oh, look, actually slowly but surely did grind higher. Did actually kind of trade into a wedge. Like if you see this 175, let me show you the right chart here. 175, 47-ish. right? Straight line today. You can see that kind of winding up to a point, higher highs. Well, not higher highs, but higher lows, right? Higher lows, and then finally give you a nice breakout. So kind of like a wedge. I don't trade this strategy, but kind of like a wedge breakout. It looks textbook there. So let's see if we can get the continuation. If we can push higher here on a PLTR. Apple Toppy, I don't I don't know. I don't know. The moving averages are getting a little bit well, they're kind of losing a little bit of momentum. But I don't know if it's Toppy here. We will get to that point of reversals eventually. After 10:30, we start seeing kind of like that reversal patterns, right? So we'll see. Let's see if it can hold prior resistance as support. I wouldn't short it yet. Me personally, I wouldn't short it yet. I like to see these strong. I like to see the strong double tops reversals, right? So like on the 5 minute, I want to see like a double top form there. We got one peak already. I'd like to see another one. The 1 minute could be very, very noisy, man. It could be tricky. Tesla going higher.
Hitting a new low.
Should have went long Tesla. I would have had a great entry here, 314.65. I think the risk to reward there would have been great. Oh, let's see. See if it can push higher.
PLTR, oh yeah, PLTR pushing higher all morning here so far.
Yeah.
And AMD. Still hurting me. Oh well.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, you probably. I'm not sure you would have survived this drop here.
No, yeah, my entry would have been way up at
Oh, your entry's up
166.
there.
Hasn't
Yeah,
even
that's
tested
true.
it. Hasn't even tested it. So
I was trying to make you feel better, but I guess not.
I appreciate it.
I tried.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I tried to put my part in. All right, let's see what we got going on here. How about you guys? We're looking at PLTR. Looks good. Broke out nicely. How about our secondary list? Uber. Nothing exciting there. Disney. Pretty much that. Snap. Horrible. And let's take a look at what you guys like. Oklo. I see it coming back to the VWAP. Possible VWAP breakdown. I just don't like the volume. And this stock is it's one of these hard stocks to trade. Nicey stock as well. So the price action is a little bit different too. So I tend to stay away from Oklo. I know we have some really good trading on. I see members crush this thing. Daily looks awesome. I haven't had great trades on it. I think it's just something with the way the price action is. It's just different. So
I see someone mentioning Upstart. Yeah, Upstart really moved down. We mentioned that earlier this morning, but it's still going down slowly, but it's going down. It's a nice move there.
You know what I noticed about these stocks? I was mentioning a little bit that I don't think I finished the thought process, but some of these stocks that don't get like huge volume, when they pick a direction, you might not get like a retest of your entry quite often, like you do with Tesla. Like you go long, short Tesla, the volatility is gonna test your patience and your entry a couple of times back and forth. These stocks, man, when they get trendy with no volume, just kind of steady down. Yeah, you get normal pullbacks, but I mean, if you're in here for a 5-minute RB, you're still in here. You know, you're still in here at $3 move by now. You know, VWAP breakdown, you're in at a $6 move by now, right? So, but I think they're harder to trade as far as the entry goes. Once you're in, you're cruising, but as far as the entry goes for momentum traders like us, I think it becomes extremely difficult. All right, friends, let's take care of a couple of things here before Andrew comes on. Let's make sure you hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Again, your support means a lot to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We do have our Lambos and a garbage truck membership. And in a couple of days, we'll do a giveaway for anyone who's in that membership, that joins that YouTube membership, for a boot camp. We're going to do a boot camp giveaway for that. So definitely take a look at that. Breaking news. Andrew's just telling us here. Take a look at AMD.
I know. Don't remind me.
Sorry, Peter. Um,
I know. Hey,
but
it is what it is. So,
yeah,
snooze you lose.
yeah, it is what it is. So I know, Demi, I know you're in there, so you'll be considered for that. So good luck. Who else is in there? I know Joe. We got Joe. We got a couple of members that are part of the group here on YouTube. So we will definitely get that going. All right. Wow. Look at AMD, man. What a drop. That's news related? Is that everything or just AMD?
Pretty much. Well, I don't know. AMD seems to be. I mean, the market is certainly helping. Look at the big drop we've got on the overall market. The Q's had a big drop over the last few minutes. Nvidia's down. I mean, they're all down. SMCI, Nvidia, they're all down sort of the same time, just not to the same
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah. Man. Great questions. Why don't I use the 1 minute ORB? I think it's too volatile. I think it's very difficult to trade, and you gotta be extremely fast.
Yeah.
Now, the 1 minute ORB that I would trade is sometimes when you're already 2 3 minutes in, and you're, let's say, for example, Apple. Let's see. Actually, see if I find a good setup. Oh, here it is. AMD. AMD is a great example, right? It doesn't work out, but let's say AMD did work out. Like, here's your 1 minute ORB. I would trade it for 1 minute ORB here, right? After a couple of minutes of the volatility dying down a little bit, engulfing patterns are good. Notice that a lot of the trades that Andrew takes in the 1 minute ORB are usually engulfing patterns, right? They're not like getting in here to continue, right? Because you just could get whipsawed pretty bad. But usually it'll drop and it'll come back up. Engulfing patterns are great for 1 minute ORB breakouts, right? But they're not easy, man. They're not easy, especially the stocks that we watch, like the Teslas of the world, AMD. They could be so volatile those first couple of minutes. You're better off just waiting a little bit, right? But I do like the engulfing. The engulfing 1 minute RB is pretty nice. So it depends on the way the candle's set up, you know. Oh wow, AMD's taking. I know a lot of stuff is dropping, but I feel like AMD's taking the hit. AMD's taking the hit on this right now.
AMD's taking one for the team.
Taking one for the AMD's taking, like, hey, listen, you're already down. Let's just take them for the team and keep everybody else happy. Like, Tesla's not budging. Tesla's holding. Apple's holding. They're not budging with this sell-off we're getting with the Qs and the SPY. AMD is saying, I'll take one for you guys, and I'll make Peter feel worse and worse. I drop 50 cents at a time. This is brutal. Brutal. All right, let's take a look here. Wow, what a great Wednesday, man. I'm happy today. I mean, I'm happy every day, but I'm much happy when we do great trading. So that is awesome. And let's see here. Hopefully you guys had a great day today as well. A great day is so relative too. Like, you could have had a great day not taking any trades. And it should be a great day. You might not feel it, but as long as your discipline was there, it's a great day. Andrew's book. All right, let's look at Andrew's book here. I'm going to order my copy. I'm going to read it in Atlantic City.
Oh, my goodness, AMD. Come on, man.
This weekend. What are you looking at, Peter?
AMD.
AMD. Oh, yeah. It's $5 from your entry. Carlos, which day is the best for you in a week? Like, overall, like, if you look at the history, like, which day of the week is the best? I don't know which is the best. They're all pretty even. But Mondays are the lowest, as far as if you want to talk like P&L, right? Monday seems to be the least profitable. So I should just take off Mondays. I don't know if it's you're coming into the week and you're just anxious and trigger happy, or it takes a while to warm up, or just the opportunities not there. It's hard to tell. So many variables, man, that affect trading. It's hard to tell why. But Mondays are my least profitable. I thought it would have been Friday, but it's not Friday. It's Monday. All right, friends. Let's take a look here. As AMD continues to drop. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, what is that doing there? How did that come up so big? I gotta take this down. Hold on. Is it stuck? This thing is stuck, Peter. I gotta take this off. Hold on. This is Peter's Batman signal. Take the damn trade.
That's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
Roy, not in any trade right now. I'm waiting for maybe reversals now. I was in Apple. Apple did awesome. I took two trades today. It was Apple and AMD. AMD didn't work out, but we got a great signal on it, so we got stopped out and became a beautiful short. And I'll tell you, if I would have waited for the actual signal of the actual confirmation, we would have been short here with Peter. We would have been short here with Peter probably for sure. Like I would have joined short, and then Peter said, "You know what?
Realize, sorry, I'm on mute.
You're on mute. Oh, okay. Yeah, we would have been short on this thing.
All right, sorry.
So.
All right.
So yeah,
it's Apple heading back up to 211.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Hymns. I gotta put hymns on. I'm out of charts here. Got too many.
It's a lot to watch. It's a lot to watch today.
Over here. Yeah, there is.
It's a lot to watch. Right. I think I don't see a limit order for Andrew. He's still in Apple, or he's all out. I think he's still in. And it's heading back up. I don't see a limit order. He usually puts a limit order for partial. But oh man, look at that. High of the day. Let's see if it can break. Apple is so strong, friends. I'm so mad. I am so mad I got out so early on this thing. I chickened out, like Andrew said. I just said chickened out. I did. Chickened out. Did a garbage truck move.
He's always got some credit. Either you're copying his trades or you're chickening out. I mean, can't he just
You know, he's like a good big brother. He's like a good big brother. He's just grabbing me, just going like this to me, like, what are you doing, knucklehead? That's what he is.
Keep me honest.
Well, it's well deserved. It's well deserved. Look at here. It's yeah, there's his partial. I was looking for that. There's the partial, and you got his limit order up there. And we'll see if it can reach up there. Mohammed, yes, it's a lot that looks good. But sometimes what happens is when a lot looks good, it all happens. The entry all happens around the same time. So unfortunately, you can't catch everything, right? You try to pick the best one out of all of them, and you're gonna miss some things, right? So there's no question about it. Let's see if Andrew gets filled on this 211.55ish. Let's see if he gets filled up there. Other than that, I don't see anything else for me to join as far as trading. Oh, I was right on Tesla, guys. I was right on Tesla and didn't do the process quick enough. But Tesla's going to have the day. We would have been at 314, like 50. It's a great risk to reward from the VWAP to the high of the day. I mean, it's just awesome. All right, there's Andrew's numbers. Apple, yeah, it's 26 with 28 left. No, 20, 26, yeah. 42, that's beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, refreshing. Andrew might be coming over, taking a break in a second here.
He's taking a little break, he said first.
Yeah,
he's on
okay.
his way.
Cool.
Yeah, Mohammed, I see Tesla. I wouldn't call it a double top. They're just, no. What I was looking at a double top on is Apple here. Apple's, so just see how it retested that high of day that it set. I don't have a lot of confidence in Apple. It tends to like to test these things frequently and repeatedly.
Yeah.
I was considering a short a minute ago, but
on Apple
wasn't an A+ setup for me.
Yeah.
On Apple, yeah.
Yeah.
It did drop a little bit. But now it's coming back up to what would have been my entry, so
yeah, yeah. I could recover from a disastrous first entry on AMD with Apple. Yeah, did you take Apple or you did not?
A double
Indices
bottom,
indices
mad
look
props on AMD.
heavy.
Yes, it's a potential. AMD is potentially double bottoming. Be careful here. I don't see the huge
Mm.
volume with this strong move down it's made. I'd want to see bigger volume at the
Uh,
low of day, and it didn't. It got a little bit of more volume, but not a lot. So I'm worried about these orders that are sitting at 160, which would set a new low if it does take them. It's a potential double bottom. It's decent, but not an A plus type setup in my opinion. So
oh, did you say Andrew had to water the plants? Oh, don't talk about his plants, man. I made that mistake. Don't do that.
yeah.
He does got plants there in the office. I see them. But yeah, don't talk about the plants. So yeah, friends. Yeah, AMD to me looks super weak, man. I would not be
Yeah, it still looks
jumping in.
weak. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
I
Really,
wouldn't try and
neutrinos.
reverse it at this point.
hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good. I'm short to AMD right now. We're just looking for 160. It's coming.
Oh, when
It's
did you get in
coming.
short
It's
on AMD? What
coming.
was your trade?
Shorted it around at 162.50 when it started to break to new lows. And
Yeah, yep.
I just added back. I was partialing out. I added back just in the last 5 minutes when it popped up to the
Mm-hmm.
9 EMA on the 2 minute chart. And here we go, 160, baby. This is a one. There's a big order
There
right
you
Yes.
here. I
go.
can see it
It's
on
gonna
Bookmap.
looks like it's gonna
And
drop.
that yeah, and that validates, again, don't take the double bottom. I didn't see enough of sort of exhaustive volume down there. So
Let's
come
see if it
on.
can flush
Didn't
through.
quite hit your 160. It got close.
Yeah, very close. I partialed a lot again here. So yeah, we
Good.
got to 160.04. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of people that are short this and they're just front running this order here.
I agree. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
Oof, Apple hitting a new high.
Oh
Andrew got his
oh, look
man.
at
fill.
Apple. Apple is
Wow.
on fire today.
I know. It's
Making
amazing.
my trade look
Oh,
so
Andrew,
small.
did Andrew would have got his fill if he was here.
No, he left
I
the
thought he
limit
had.
order on. He left it, but
Did
his
he? I
screen's
don't.
not. No, you're looking at
Oh,
my screen. I
oh, I'm
think
looking at your
his screen
screen.
is
Oh,
off. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah,
hopefully he got his fill
I
then.
got the better part of the move of Apple as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you traded it too, didn't you, Carlos?
Yeah, yeah. I got in for the ABC breakout here earlier, but I got out way too early, man. It was a great trade, but
Okay,
definitely
here we go.
could have waited.
Oh, yes.
AMD.
AMD just
I don't know what
pounded
you're
through that.
screaming for. I was trying to say, hey, what's going on with our good buddy Brian? There's Brian. Say hello to Brian over on YouTube. Got his
AMD
sign
killed it.
there, and
AMD just pounded through that 160 level. It's got to fill there.
yeah.
I am out of AMD short,
So you
and it's
took
gonna
everything off?
maybe
Took everything off here at
yeah.
160?
The
Yeah.
160 was the target I had. Like I said, there was a big order sitting there.
Nice.
Just a matter of the algo sort of screwing around until we finally got there. So the market
Gotcha.
came back up again. Interesting. Tesla Tesla just hit high of day,
Oh
and
man,
Apple
yeah,
just continues to make the move. All right.
yeah. Apple's
Mhm. This was actually I wasn't
strong.
liking anything at the wasn't really liking anything at the open, but man, it's been actually a pretty good trading day.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
It just really shows you never know, right? Can't judge these
Hmm.
days. I
Yeah,
keep
never
saying
know.
that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, PLTR. Jared traded PLTR. Um,
Wow,
we got
that's
a
nice.
really nice, like it was, it popped up and then we were sort of consolidating around 175 and then it just took off again. Looks like it's heading to 180.
That's a nice
Oh, I think
breakout.
Andrew's going to join us. He's
Yeah, Taylor Andrews joining us in a second here.
yeah, there is a big order at 180 on PLTR. You're so interested. And if you're in that trade,
all right, all right. AJ
and
says
the
you can make a
semis are a little weak
fortune out of
today.
PLTR
Nvidia's
today.
down.
You sure can.
What's that?
Nvidia, you said?
Yeah, I was just going to say the semis are a little on the weak side today. Of course, AMD. Oh, wow. AMD is actually
AMD's
maybe going to,
highway to hell.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is looking like it might actually hit. There's another level here. Camarilla pivot at 158.50, call it.
Okay.
So it could continue lower here.
Yeah, it's not having fun.
Yeah, PLTR is looking like it's got 180 in its sight. Can't stop, won't stop.
Wow. PLTR is just amazing, isn't it? Oh my goodness. PLTR and Apple are the two sort of trades of the day, I would say.
Yeah,
And AMD short. AMD short, man. That's
AMD, yeah, it took a
it's a,
little bit to
it's a
get
big
going
move.
there. It came in
Yeah.
two parts, but
yeah.
yeah, they're not as clean, not a
It did
clean of a move.
take a while,
How about
Yeah,
Tesla though?
but
It's
when it
so much today, guys. Look at Tesla. Just
yeah.
opened up at
Tesla.
306, high is 317, right out of the gates. I mean, it's a lot today, man. It's a great day. Today was a great day.
uh, Peter, did you take a trade today? No,
I actually was short Tesla right at the open, and somehow I managed to
uh,
get out at break even when I missed the dollar move lower. So it did move lower, but I went to take a partial, and I'm like, how am I out? So bottom line, it's like a nothing trade. I got nothing, nothing. I tell you. But
yeah,
sometimes how it is.
that was my first trade. I took a short on Tesla when it popped up because it seemed to do that every day. It popped up and then sold off.
Right.
But yeah, it did the unexpected. It did drop after it popped, but then it just started to move back up again. So as soon as that happened, I got out of it. So it was kind of a flat trade, and then I noticed Apple just ripping out of the gate here. So got long Apple,
Good morning,
and
everybody. Can you hear me?
Andrew
Yes,
followed
we
Yes.
me
can.
into that trade.
Good morning.
Well,
All right,
amazing
friends.
trading today.
I'm gonna
Amazing.
hop off. Take care. Tracy will be in chat. Yeah, giveaway now, guys. A little bit later when Andrew announces. So I'll let you guys know when to hit that membership.
Yeah.
Giveaway coming.
Guys, like the video to get the membership, and maybe we do another one for the members who are subscribed to the Lambo and Garbage Truck channel.
Yes.
So that was great. So today was great trading. I just got filled 212 on Apple as well. So that's an amazing trading day we have. So I have only 56 shares left on Apple. So very nice, amazing trading we had. Thanks to Brian who really called it on right at the open. The trading terminal scanner also got them. So I sent a couple of pictures here. Let me see if I can actually show that here. So trading terminal also scanner showed that. So that was a really nice For those of you who are not part of the chat room, can actually see that through these really nice breakouts through trading terminal scanner. And today was an amazing trading day for me. Like these last 3 days, I made over almost $100,000. So really nice trade on Apple. AMD was also a very nice breakout, and SMCI pretty much came out of it that break even. So I really owe this Apple trade to Brian because he was the person who called it. So going through the trades, Apple was a really nice 1 minute open range breakout. I didn't get the 1 minute, so really went through below 207 and partial, heavily, and then multiple times I added heavy on that all the way to 212. So that's the trade that we did. AMD was a kind of a breakout at the open that we did. So it really squeezed above the VWAP. Long added more, boom, popped up above 166, and then I got out. SMCI, there was 2 trades on it. So 1 minute open range breakout. So some partial got stopped out, and then came back up. I went long, then partialed out, and I got stopped out. So it wasn't really had enough momentum for the break of 48. And we did discuss that why we did go long in the chat room, just in the pre-market. Brian had a couple of really nice trades, especially one big short on on AMD. So
AMD,
somewhere around here, you went short 159, still going down.
162.50.
I think S3.
When we started to break down.
Wow, that's amazing. And guys, for those of you who are in the chat room, guys, I really appreciate the support for my new book. My new book is all about how to build a system. And some people already really bought this book, and I really appreciate that. If you have any picture of your book in the setup, send it to me. I love to feature it in my social media. And, I really appreciate an honest review on Amazon because it helps a lot for me to understand what you want and what you like and what you didn't like to write better. And also, Amazon algos realize that, okay, if these are really good books, then bring it higher and higher and higher and promote that. So I really appreciate that. And the link for the book is actually here. So I'm going to post it into the chat room and also into YouTube. So again, I really appreciate that. So there's a lot of figures in there, like there are a couple of hundred figures in there. So, and you can download all the figures in high quality color there's a link in there that you can actually go download that. So yeah, Lambos and garbage trucks, the community that we have on YouTube. So maybe we do this, Carlos. We do one membership from all members, and we do one membership just for the Lambos and garbage truck. So Lambo and garbage truck is the community that Carlos actually created. I don't know, Carlos is doing. It's fun. It's just fun part of the community.
Lambos and garbage truck.
And there are only 7 people in
One
that
or the
club.
other.
So if you're a part of member, you have a really good chance to get one year membership. So how to become a member?
You could just go to the channel and hit join. If you go to our channel, like I'll show you here, anywhere in the channel, you see next to the subscribe button, you see a join button, and then we're going to do a couple of things there, special videos and all that stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll do something fun here. So you click on that join button and to subscribe right here.
For the people who are part of that club, I might actually take 1% for free to Thailand. We're going to have one Thailand retreat, I think end of November or early December. So 1% for free. It's actually a really nice luxury 5-star resort.
Yeah. Thailand's going to be amazing. We had a trip last year, similar trip, went to Colombia. Colombia trip was epic. And this one will be just as good, I'm sure.
Yeah, Lenny is working on it. And surprisingly, it's actually very cheap. It's going to be very cheap. Like it's way cheaper than Colombia because Thailand, I mean, surprisingly, I'm actually very surprised that the price is really good. And again, it would be 1 week in one resort. We actually plan a lot of mental wellness, meditation. It's a wellness retreat. It won't be partying or anything. It's just wellness retreat. I might actually bring one of my friends. She's a really good masseuse. She's really, she'll bring her. She's in San Diego. Bring her and give all the treatment to people included. So Yeah, no. It's not a party. It's not a party event. It's like more like really wellness, yoga, connecting with our own mind and body. All right, perfect. So, Carlos, I see that people are joining
Yep.
to the club. Lambos and garbage trucks. It's a funny name.
Yes,
But
let's do it.
so the funded account starts on August 18 on Trading Terminal. Again, it's a beta version. You're giving a lot of tests on that. So if anyone is joining Trading Terminal right now for the next 2 weeks, practice on a simulator, report us the bugs because there are still some bugs on the order management and everything, and then we release it. And then hotkeys are going to come as well. All the hotkeys that we have are going to come down. Sorry, this is the Trading Terminal breaking news Benzinga. It's Benzinga Charlie. All right, Carlos, what time is it? Yeah, we have 10 minutes. Go for it. AMD is really setting off. There you go. So 1 year membership
AMD's a big
for
order.
members and 1 year membership
Big order at
from
158.
Yeah. Good luck, guys.
All right, guys. Hashtag membership. You got to put the hashtag. I see only memberships. So put hashtag membership, and then we'll give you guys another few more minutes. Say a few seconds to join. All right. We'll give it a little bit more, Andrew, because I think people are putting membership without the hashtag. So let's just give it another minute or two, because it is uploading nicely now.
All right. So one lucky person. That's a great bot that you found, Carlos.
Yeah,
Carlos,
it's
can you also
Nightbot.
run it again only for members?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the entries because I think people are putting membership without the hashtag. Now it's uploading nicely. 203. Only one time, guys. By the way, you do it once and you're in. So
Yeah, only one time, guys. You don't need to really add multiple.
yeah. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Corey is our winner.
Uri Lanagan, congratulations.
All right.
So 1 year
All right.
membership.
And then let's
So
run the
just
one.
Congrats.
congratulations.
Wow. AMD's
Yep.
still dropping.
Yeah, AMD might be a good reversal very soon, so I'll keep an eye on that as well. So one thing that I understand is 890 people are watching, but there was only 240 entry. Carlos, are we missing some people?
I think some people just don't do it. I
They
think some
don't-
people just don't do it. They have it on because even when we log off and we're done with the stream, there's still like 200 people that are just there. They probably turned it on, stream on very early on, and just forgot to do it.
Oh, they forgot to
Yeah.
stop it here.
Yeah.
All right, if you can, let's run it again for the members of Lambo and Garbage
Yeah.
Truck.
Let's do it. All right, if you're in, here it is. Just do
All right.
membership. We have Sahar in here. Let's see. You know what?
Again,
If they're joining now, which I have a lot of members now, we might need to run this tomorrow, Andrew, because if they're joining now, the system might not catch them right away. Actually, map props.
It's catching. It seems that
It's
they're
catching a
it.
few. Yeah.
Okay,
So
what
we
about
only
this
got-
one? What about
Yeah.
get one today and then we do another one tomorrow for the members of Lambo and Truck?
Okay.
Because
you got it.
membership, I love to give membership to anybody. 1 year elite membership.
Okay. Let's do it. So, there it is. Some entries and.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah,
3.
every week we do one
Mhm.
membership for the members of the club and one membership for the normal people. And also, I do Thailand. As soon as the Thailand is set, I'm gonna
Yeah.
give one to members of Lambo and Garbage Truck.
Nice. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Hey guys, in the chat room, we don't need to
Sahar.
do it. Oh,
Yeah.
Sahar is there. Yeah, Sahar, I know her actually. She's
Oh, you do? Okay.
she's in Vancouver. Yeah, she's a friend.
Oh no,
Nice.
Sarah. Congratulations, Sarah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congrats. Okay, excellent.
All right, perfect. Guys, what are you doing in the chat room? You have to do it in the YouTube chat, not here. All right, perfect. So let's get back into character, guys. Is there any question about the trades that we did today? Especially Apple was, the best trade that we had. Apple, when I got filled at 212 as well, but not any higher. Any question, guys, that we have for the chat that we did today? In the chat room, guys, anything? We're gonna do, Carlos, I think we're gonna do soon one YouTube live with Crede as well. She wants to talk about, like, you guys know about my trading style and a lot of my recaps and everything, but Crede can talk about how you actually build a mental edge for yourself. Maybe she's can do that. I think maybe this week I'll reach out to her and see tomorrow she's available. Maybe we can do one session as something that she wants to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
Sahmid is asking, what's my average size per trade? My average size, I think, spread is about $1 to $2 million worth of buying power. And yesterday, actually, somebody messaged me and asked for my hotkeys, and I send them. So what you can do in your hotkey, you can say share size equal to 1,000, 2,000, whatever, or you can do share size equals to 0.5 times BP, which is buying power, and then divided by price. It means that automatically the market price, the half of your buying power divided by things, the number of the shares automatically calculated by DAS. In Trading Terminal, we have the hotkeys. We build the hotkeys for you based on buying power. 10%, 25%, 50%, 75% of your buying power. So it's already built in for you. Another way you can do it is you can do the fixed number. So I have also hotkeys that $50,000 and $30,000 divided by price. And when price is the market price. So essentially it buys you $50,000 worth of a position, whatever the number would that be. So you can define it multiple. But for me, my account is about 9 million right now. So for me, my average positions are about $2 million. So that's why, look, today I had like 3 positions. They were very heavy positions. So it was kind of a maximum of, 5-6 million of worth of my buying power trading on that. And $40,000 on a $4 million position is 1%. And that's pretty much what we got from Apple. We got 2% move from Apple. So that's the kind of numbers. And my stat and accounts and equity curve is in the new book, so you can actually read it. So that's kind of return that you're looking for. And I know that's why, in this community, I'm not really focused on, numbers and turning this into that and that kind of thing, because they're all irrelevant. I wouldn't say misleading, is irrelevant. Like how much dollar I made or Brian made. Like Brian, for example, trading. I don't think Brian trades big share size. Like I think good days for Brian is like $500, $1,000 type of trade. Yeah.
Yeah, my account size is fractions of what Andrew trades, but that's where I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Another nice rejection on AMD at the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart.
So Sam, it's sometimes
this may be
putting
in a bottom here. I was just going to say AMD may be putting in a bottom here. At least you know where you're going to stop out now.
All right, very nice, guys. But again, thank you so much, guys, for supporting for Trading Terminal. Again, the plan for Trading Terminal is in the next, by August 18, hopefully we get a lot of bucks from you and fix it by August 18, as a token of appreciation for a lot of people who are testing Trading Terminal for us and send us the bugs to fix. We're going to do the funded account for free for everybody for 3 months, and then I'll pay you back. Journaling tool is included in that, so all your trades automatically goes to your journal. And then by the end of 2 months, we're going to have the book map launched. So exactly the book map that you have, we're going to maybe we call it order map or something like that, because the name is trade book, not trademark.
Copyrighted.
Copyrighted trademark. And because we already signed it from NASDAQ for the total view, the data provider, DXFeed, we got it from, it's the same data provider that provides Bookmap. And then we expand our journal for interactive brokers, for TD, Charles Schwab, all these big brokers that we're using. And after that, we put the level 2 replay for our replay as well. And then we move toward adding new features on that as much as we can actually add into our things. And also Trading View library. Actually, one of our traders, Pierre Pablo, I don't know if he's in the chat or not. Pierre Pablo is one of our really good traders. He reached out to me. He's based in Netherlands. He's in Amsterdam. We actually commissioned him to build the Trading View library, exactly what is in Trading View library, with all of the indicators and everything as a charting platform for Trading Terminal. So we provide the data and everything, futures, micro futures. Thor is helping us for all the micro futures, all those Thor levels and everything is going to be in the Trading View. That's also going to be in the next month or so. I signed the contract with Trading View as well. So we just the implementation of that library. So if you're using Trading View for charting or for really nice visualization, then you can cancel that one. You can just keep one place, Trading Terminal, everything. And the price would be $59 for now, but when we launch the Bookmap, we have to increase it to $99 because NASDAQ is charging $20 per person for total view. But anyone who's signing up now will be grandfathered, so I'll take the loss on that. Yeah, Luis, DXFeed is the data provider, the vendor, so they put the infrastructure, but the NASDAQ, they get it from NASDAQ, but NASDAQ is the licensing. We have to deal with NASDAQ to pay the NASDAQ for licensing.
I heard DS is actually adding ARCA route soon as well.
Yeah, I mean, there is ARCA as well. You can buy it right now, but they're super expensive. So what you can do is, this is how it works. You start with the smaller fees, and you build obviously the support of the community, the membership, and then you run the numbers and see how much you can add ARCA. Like ARCA, like right now, just getting the data for total views, $10,000 per month to me. Plus, I have to pay $20 per user to NASDAQ per month.
Yeah,
but
so we got to support people.
Yeah, so when you reach to a point, it's economy of a scale. Like you reach to a point, like if you have 500 people paying, and then you run the numbers and you see, okay, I have enough to add another $10,000 monthly to get the ARCA, because when you divide it by the number of the people, is bringing your OpEx a little bit higher, and then you can reinvest back. That's why the more people support, you can add more features, because they're usually these new datas usually have one big cost of monthly, and then you can redistribute it over all the paying members, so it becomes reasonable. Yeah, ARCA, they're all available, so you just have to choose very slowly and very efficiently. And the more people support, the more you can add. All right, guys. Paris has done really amazing trading on Tesla. He got chickened out soon. He missed another $3 on Tesla. I see that he's ready. And the master Thor is coming. I'm gonna sign off. I had a really amazing trading day. I had 50 shares of Apple that I'm gonna sell. Thanks, Brian. It was great trading with you.
All right. Always happy to help out. And that's the power of a community, sharing ideas. So if you want to join our community.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Brian. So you're the best co-pilot, for the morning. That's why whenever I trade in the morning, that's one of my favorite parts, is just hanging out with you.
Nice.
So, but that also includes in Vancouver when I'm just hanging out. One of my favorite parts is also hanging out with you. So I guess it's just kind of the same thing, both directions. But always great to see you do your things, man. Thanks for rolling us through the open as always.
All right. Always glad to be here.
Yes, sir. So we are going to start rolling into Wednesdays, which are, of course, our brains days, where we get more focused on really what is the difference between I would say a consistently profitable trader and not a consistently profitable trader. The difference really between gambling or being like a speculator really is more in your approach, right? And how you actually go through your process. Do you have a recipe? Do these other things happen? And in order to know that, you have to be in control of your awareness, You have to be in tune with both yourself and the market so that you can make calm decisions, conscious decisions, as our own Dr. V would certainly say. So we're really happy to have her on today, as we have been on Wednesdays very much. So couple of quick announcements right after. But first, hi, Doctor. Good to see you with us today. We're so happy to have you. I'm going to do a couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to rock into actually some Q&A. We kind of figured today we're going to just do some Q&A. We're going to talk with you all. I'm going to try and organize and field questions because I know you guys really like the Q&A stuff. So thumbs up, likes, excitement for the doc and having her on here. We always got to make her happy so she stays. Other couple of quick announcements. I'll save the last one for here because I think everyone, I haven't totally talked to the doctor about this, but we'll see what happens. So she's already nervous. So number one, so we talked about taking questions. Number two, book plug for Andrew. Andrew's new book is out, Trade Book, How to Build a Complete Day Trading System. My favorite subtitle, by the way, of all books ever, because as you would realize, I wrote a book called A Complete Day Trading System. So I love that he's illustrating how to build one. But if you'd like to get one that's already built, feel free just to, just to go ahead and grab mine. Definitely make sure to get his. There's some stuff in there by Credo, which I think is really awesome. So do that. Announcement number two, for your calendars, for those of you in Florida, I am going to be presenting in October on the 18th at the Money Show. So the Money Show here in Orlando is on Saturday the 18th, and I will be presenting around 12:45. And I'm going to be presenting on actually my journey to becoming a day trader. So it should be a really fun presentation. And then last announcement here, and hopefully we'll get some thumbs up on this, next Wednesday, okay? So not this one, then next Wednesday, I'm going to do a drawing for y'all, because I know y'all like drawing. The response when I did my free mentorship drawing was quite outstanding. I'm going to do a drawing, but I'm going to sponsor an hour of Dr. V's time. So I want to do a drawing next week, and whoever wins this drawing, I will pay for you to spend an hour with Dr. V. Yeah. So I think it's an amazing opportunity for one of y'all. And I want to generate some traffic to these Wednesdays and make sure y'all are coming here. So I'm gonna take care of your brain by giving you an opportunity to hang out with the doc. So let's go. That's right, Jason. Right. So make sure you're coming by and staying. So next Wednesday, right? Make sure you're here. Tell a friend. It's going to be a lotto drawing, just like we did the other day. We're going to hashtag like mentor with V or something like that on next Wednesday. We'll give you an opportunity. Okay. I've been so long-winded. I am now done. I feel like other presentations I've seen right now. So I'm going to come off and welcome in Dr. V right now. You know what I'm talking about.
What you're talking about. Good morning. Hey, nice to see you. And good morning, everybody. Thank you for the warm welcome. And like we always say on Brains Day, right? Welcome home. You are safe here. You are home. Okay. So I'm very happy to be spending this next hour with you today. And like Thor mentioned, we wanted to have maybe some Q&As today because we had the last two sessions were like topic oriented. So maybe today we want something more interactive. Also, do you want to talk about the hot seat session that we want to also organize? I think that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
So
and I do agree with this, Gerald. Gerald just said here, and I agree. We actually talked about having her in the pre-market to do a meditation session, but we would never have her here at the open. So Gerald said you would be a distraction at the open for him. So we're so it's okay, Gerald. This is when we mute the channel. I mean, sometimes you just gotta freeze, right? And just but no, I'm with you.
And in Dr. V's defense, she did email me last week, but oh man, I haven't got back to you. I will.
I know that was rude.
I know. Oh, it's been so insane. But
I do enjoy the public admonishment, Carlos. That's good style. Just do it in public. It's like comment on TV if you just say it in front of everybody.
She could slap me later, but now she can't. No, but thank you for the email. Yeah, we will come up with something, and I did get a heads up from other people too about doing this like you, Thor. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what we could work out.
Of course. Thank you, Carlos. Confession time.
Confessions of
I know. I felt the pressure.
Confessions of a producer.
Yeah. So since Carlos is here, we were discussing maybe of organizing a session, well, maybe multiple sessions, but let's start with one where we invite a trader to share some time with us and just work together, and you all benefit as a group from what we are working with the trader that is in the hot seat, like I would say. So what do you think of that? Like, give me a thumbs up, like if you're interested in that, like just having a trader coming, discussing the struggles, what he's going through, or just how was his journey so far? Like, is he, like, what happened? Like, what made him successful? Not only the struggles, but also success stories. So if you're interested, and also if you would like to be on the hot seat, they have to email. What's the email they have to?
For now, you can just email thor@bearbulltraders.com. And actually, I'm going to talk with Carlos. Maybe we can get a little like another something that distributes in. But for now, just thor@bearbulltraders.com. I'll definitely do that. But yeah, I know we've already been working in here with Carlos to do like a 3-split screen in here, so we can bring you in. You can sit in the Hyatt seat. But anyone who applies, ideally, we want to be able to see your face. We want to be able to like talk to you like you're at a real session with Dr. V, like you're on the couch, like, I don't know why I do the things that I do, right? Like you got to be ready. So, so yeah, that's getting some love. People are liking the idea, Doc. So I think that'll work.
I think that would be great. So anyway,
if you're interested, email on in.
Yeah. And today I also have an exercise that we could do at the end about learning to desensitize the brain to the stop loss. So also, if you're in for that, maybe keep 15 minutes at the end just to make sure. And we could start working on building new brain connection and also desensitize the emotional brain, right? We want to reassure the brain that it is fine to have a stop loss hit. It has nothing to do with us if it's placed at the right spot, right? It should be technically based, a stop loss. But I mean, if the stop makes sense, if you entry made sense, I mean, you stopping out has nothing to do with you. And that's so important to separate the two. A trade not working is not necessarily you sucking, right? It's just not working. And
100%.
I want to talk about that also because last night I took a trade long on ES. I took the long when we held yesterday's low, and the price chopped. Not that I was staring at my screen, but I was working on other stuff, and I had my chart open just to have it in the corner of my eye, and the thing chopped for more than an hour and 30 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, right? But I could sense, even if I don't care like I used to care, right? I could sense that I was investing energy in the trade. I wanted it to work. And I was reflecting on that. So I stopped working a little bit and just, observe that. I really want this trade to work. It's interesting. Because it was there. I was looking most of the time. I'm not looking at the trade unfolding. Like I'm gonna look at it maybe like 15 minutes later and then 30 minutes later, and I have alerts, so I don't stare. But since I was working on another screen, I could see the chart. And I really wanted to do this exercise with myself. What are my emotions right now? And I also felt when the price approached my stop multiple times that I really didn't want to be stopped out on that trade. And not like insanely like feeling something, but I could feel some disappointment if it didn't work. And
I resonate so heavily with this right now, actually, because I took a trade last night on gold, actually, and hit a target on that trade, and it was really nice. So I woke up today kind of like, I don't really need to get any trades in, but I kind of liked the setup today at R3 because it was kind of a a lower range, but the range was narrow, and I know that R3 is a little tricky on it. I took 2 tries on it, got stopped out twice. Right. So, and then just stop trading for the day, because at this point, it's either me or the market, right? Either I'm having some kind of an analytical issue or the market's just being a pain in the butt. In this instance, I'm going to blame the market. That's easier for me. No, I'm kidding. But because of that, now I was happy that as this happened, I didn't really feel the same emotional triggers, but it was there. I certainly was getting annoyed and frustrated, like, this is where this should work. It kept selling and it would slowly squeeze back up and take me out. And I'm like, come on, like, just do what I want, but eventually I have to realize, you know what, maybe this just isn't my market. You know what I mean? So why overcommit? I've already made money today. Let's just take my couple of losers, like, and then walk away. But that emotional control, like that I used to have my biggest blow up days were when I was actually up. I had already like won a little bit. And then when I started losing, I couldn't stop from just like completely unwinding in that process. After I was winning, I actually found when I lost early, I could stop a lot easier than if I won and then started losing. I don't know if there's a crazy reason for that, Doc, but I mean, it's my biggest blowups I ever had were always when I started with winning days back in the day. And I had to put at one point mechanical rules in place. I had to put max stops in places. I put max targets in places. So once I made a certain amount, I wasn't allowed to lose a certain amount. Like I had to put a lot of mechanical things in place until I could really get my head in control of that. And the mechanical stops are actually still there. I just really don't need them as much.
Yeah, because it's a habit now. So
Yeah.
you need mechanics until your brain pick it up as a new habit, and then it's automatic. It's unconscious.
You talked about loops on one of your presentations that I found really useful in that concept for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to be, when you say emotional control, I would not use control here because control means we need to have like strong discipline. For me, my whole body resists to control. Just the word control, right? I have a reaction from it. Maybe it's just, right? That's why
no box. No box.
Definitely. I would prefer emotional awareness. The idea is not to control the emotions. It's to be aware of what they are, like what kind of emotion I'm feeling right now. And very interestingly, it looks easy, but some traders have a hard time just putting a label on the feeling or just feeling. It's very interesting. Like I ask them questions about their sensations or the emotions that they're feeling, and every answer is a thought process. It's the brain talking to me, like the analytic part or to rationalize. It's not like, that's not it. An emotion, it's a feeling. It's your body feeling something. And then your head is putting a label on it, of course. But just learning how to reconnect with the body, with yourself, is so important. Because if you have stuck internal conflicts that you're not aware, you will keep repeating the same behaviors that are detrimental to your trading. And like I was saying to my mentees this morning, the brain is not wired for happiness, for success. The brain is wired for survival. We need to choose happiness. We need to choose success. And like it or not, happiness and success requires being out of the comfort zone. You need to build habits that will get you there. So yourself in 5 years is the result of what you're doing today, right? You going to the gym today instead of not going will shape your future self.
Absolutely. So well said, as Roy says in here. You know, Nav was saying that he's begun reflecting and writing down how he's feeling before trading so that he can really look back. And I know that's something that you've highly recommended on the channel as a part of the, you know, we take so much time to journal the technical aspect. Oh, I got in before it did this or not. But why are you not asking yourself, how do I feel when you're getting into it, while you're in it, while you're out of it? Right? Even when you're out of it, maybe every time, have you noticed, maybe you exit a trade, even at profit, as soon as you exit, you have this almost anxious desire to find a new trade, get right back in and make more money. That's not okay, right? That sense of urgency is an emotion you should never have while you're trading, right? If you feel that, you should get out of your chair, meditate, do something to recenter, right? So that when you go back into your process, you're not in the wrong brain. Right, because if you do that, you know, I was reading a book over the past weekend. I was on vacation with the kiddos, and they were all doing their things, and I got some new reads, and you know, doing a little self-reflecting. And this concept, you know, it kind of asks, like, if someone comes up to you and asks, like, "Who are you?" You know, basically your answer to that is, "I am the one who observes." Right, like I'm in here, and I'm observing what is out there. If you ever get too close to what's out there, you lose the observation, right? So this is like you stub your toe. You're not thinking anymore after you stub your toe, right? Because your stubbing of the toe creates so much external stimulus, you know, that you're now not here anymore, right? So, and this is, you know, people really strong under pressure have the ability to stay conscious during extreme stimulation. So just what Dr. V is really talking about, when you're in your trading system and you're going through these things, these emotions keep you out of this awareness. You need to be observing the market. You need to be paying attention to its language, you know, like, you know, what is it saying? Is it buying? Is it selling? Is it angry? You know, is it happy? Like, what is the market's mood? You need to be aware, but not so much on you, right? You need to be observing. And I think the more you can listen to what Dr. V is saying, and because she's really been, I think, one of the major catalysts for me in trading as far as moving through, like, let's just say a higher state of consciousness while I'm trading, right? It's not just the execution. The execution is there, but it's the awareness of how I execute. And that's making it such a different perspective. And it's had so many benefits: better hit rates, better profit holding, scaling in my sizing, right? Being able to actually take on larger share size, starting to move more from micros to full size. I mean, there's so many benefits. Yeah, right? There's so many different things that have been a part of actually focusing on my internal struggles, not the technical struggles, which is pretty ironic if you ask me. But so give up that, you know, actually, thank you, Doc. You've been so helpful with that stuff.
And you've been so helpful to me. I mean, your cams, I love them.
Teamwork.
Yeah. So speaking of that distance, I think it's very important to put space, and not just in our trading, in our lives in general. It's not necessarily when something happens to you that you need to react immediately. It's not because you receive a message that you need to respond immediately, or an email. Not everything is urgent. Also, take the time to process. If something triggers you, take some time, just breathe. And the fastest way and the easiest way to build that awareness, it's like a muscle. It's related to the attention, okay? So the more you meditate, the more you will build that strength to have the patience and the space needed, and the calm and the focus. When you put space, you put more focus. When you take some distance, when you become the observer, you become more focused at the same time. It's magic. You only need, and I just read a new study, a scientific paper this morning, 10 minutes a day for 8 weeks. Just that will change dramatically your behaviors in the markets. It's science. Okay, so I know it feels like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like doing nothing, right? I mean, meditating, like it's so like, you know, I'm there. I don't know what to think about that, but there's nothing to do really. It's just the exercise of being. And how many times during a day are we actually just being? We're always doing. When do we take time to reflect? Am I doing what I should be doing based on my life goals, my values? Am I in a good relationship? Am I happy? Am I a good parent? Am I doing my human job? Am I working on becoming the best version of myself for the whole world to be a happier place? Am I on my path? My personal legend, like they say in the Alchemist book, right? Take some time so that 10 minutes a day will make you more grateful, happier, and more focused and calm. And you need that. So it's building awareness. It's not, I mean, something that you naturally have. It's a muscle. You need to go to the brain gym every day. Very important.
So, so much in there that you're saying that is just so amazing to reflect on. I love that you reference Alchemist right there. I kind of feel like that's like our job here, like we're trying to do with everybody. Like everyone here is on their personal legends right now, and we're trying to teach them like the language, of the world, like, how to interact. It's not like we're necessarily telling you how to interact, right? We're just trying to guide you on that journey of discovering how you're going to interact. Right? Like we're like we're like your market alchemists here. We're really trying to really get you through there. And that awareness that Dr. V is talking about, just that little bit of period of time in every day. Not everyone that's been in the YouTube channel may be aware of the doctor's bona fides, right? So I know we talk a lot of spiritual. So you'd almost think like, you're going to look in the back here and you're going to see a big bowl full of crystals or something like that. You know what I mean? And like sage, although there may be crystals in sage, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's not there. But the doc here is a clinical psychologist that has studied and practiced in some of the most prestigious institutions in the world. Right. So when she's talking about how your brain and how she talks about studies, she's written and published hundreds of studies. I mean, like, she's incredible, right? So when she's talking about this stuff, I'm just telling y'all, like, I want to make sure you're aware. Like, this is, because it's important because I really want you to pay attention. Like, this is like wires in the brain have studied how this stuff really affects you on a real like level. So, I'm just trying to make sure everyone understands, like, this is real science-based stuff. It feels spiritual because it is also, but the spiritual and the scientific, right? Maybe not so different. Right. So, but the doc is one of the few people I know who actually bridges those things like so well, which is why it's always important to have her here. Just so y'all are aware, you're like, hey, and then a little side thing. Remember, today, after we're done in this session here, the doc is doing another hour session. She does her Back to the Futures segment where she talks about her trading methodology. She does it every week. You don't got to wait for her to show up, right? Every single week, she's right here talking about psychology, talking about, her trading system, how it combines with other trading systems in order to use it more effectively, the real stuff here. So anyway, small plug, movie there.
I'm blushing right now. Thank you so much.
So it's important for them to know, you know what I mean? Because I think for me, when we understand like someone's background, and we don't get a chance to talk about that enough. I've been around you during, like, we had a BBT meetup that we hung out at, and I got to hear some of these stuff of your clinical background. And it's just like the stuff you've been a part of and the studies you've been a part of. I was like, I didn't even know those studies like could happen, much less the stuff you're talking about. So it's just really impressive. So anyway, just a little shout out for the doc there. That's all.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, like studying human consciousness. And also I was working on near-death experiences. So maybe the spiritual part of my journey is right there. And also, I just wanted to go back on when you said, you were talking about making the money back. So after we have a winning trade, most of the time we tend to stop trading for the day, right? We have a winning trade, we're happy, we stop trading. When we have a loser, we tend not to stop trading for the day. And that's interesting. And I mean, that could be okay because maybe the first time it didn't work out, so you need to try, okay? But at the end of the day, you need to have a max trades per day. Because if you're being stopped out maybe 2-3 times, I don't know a lot of people that will have a green day after 3 losing trades.
100% agree. Could not agree more.
You need a tilt threshold. Because for me, it is almost impossible to be in the right spot in your mind to have a winning day after 3 losers. Your psychology is impacted, like it or not, even if your losses are small. And also, we want to make the money back. It's there in our head, right? But there's not, I mean, the market does not care about that. And when you want to make the money back, your decision now is more emotional. Because maybe you won't have another setup necessarily, right? Because great setup don't show up 15 times a day, right? So when you have losers, just reflect, how many losers do I need before I get to the tilt mode and I blow my account or I lose a ton of money? Because for me, what it felt like, and also I reflected on that, when I have more than 2 losers, it's like I lose consciousness. It's like my frontal lobes get disconnected. Yeah.
100%.
How is it for you?
Exactly like that. So like I said, all my biggest losing days were always when I was winning. And you would think like you could just like, oh, I'm up a winner. I'm up like, however many R, 4 times or whatever. I'm doing good. Oh, I just lost 1 trade. It's only 3R. What's the big deal? But no, it's like you said something about like you've won. It's like that money's banked now. It's mine. You know what I mean? So, and it's like, now I've lost. I want my money back. It's like, yeah, but you've made money today. It's like, yeah, but my money's gone that I just had. And now I want it back. And then you lose more. And then it's like, well, now I kind of regret even doing this. So, but now you've only made like 1 or 2 R. So what's the point, right? Might as well take another one. All of a sudden you're at break even. Oh God. Well, I got max loss for a reason, right? Let's take a couple more. All of a sudden you're just crapping out your account. And by the end, you're just like, I was at goal, like you had already won for the day. Like you could have just been done. You could have just went to the grocery store. You could have hung out with your kids. You could have cut the lawn. You could have literally done anything and you lost money instead.
So let's say that you lost $200 on 3 trades, okay? So you're going to take another trade. So let's say your risk is $50 per trade, okay? Even if you make $100, 2 R's on the trade, it will still feel not enough. Like even if you cut your trade because we lost trend or you were trailing your stop or whatever, and you made $30 on the trade, you will need another trade. Now you lost 170 instead of 200. So that's better, right? Mm-hmm. But still, so it's a never-ending loop. And you're losing even more your consciousness, like the part of your brain, the core consciousness, like the observer is gone. He went for a walk. Yeah. Right? It's over. So please try. And I would like to ask the chat, to ask you guys, how many trades, how many losers do you need before you go on tilt? It's a very practical exercise. Just try to think about it based on your data. After how many losers did you lose it?
Post it in the chat if you feel comfortable. Yes. How many losers do you need? And I will tell you right now, just to make sure you didn't miss what she said. She said a max trade limit. She didn't say a max winning limit, a max losing limit, a max break-even limit, like a profit amount, a stop amount. She just said, how many times are you willing to stick that quarter in that slot machine and pull the handle before you're going to stop for the day? right? Like the number of executions that you're willing to take, right? Before you're just not going to be aware anymore, right? You're frustrated, things aren't working. Or like me earlier today on trying to short NQ, maybe the market just sucks. Like, right? Maybe it just doesn't fit your setup right now. How long are you going to sit there and hammer that? And I can tell you in my mentoring experience, and I've worked with a few, I don't know any traders once they get beyond 2 or 3 trades in a day. Very rarely are those trades going to end up in a green day. The vast majority of time, it's going to be in a red day, because the reason you're red is because if the setup worked and things were going in your favor, you'd be green right now, right? Like just your first loss alone kind of tells you that something is wrong in the way you're looking at the market. So you need to create that space, right? Guilty. Create that space, right? Get a little distance from it and maybe get out of your chair if you need to. Take a ride, maybe recenter for a minute, look at it and say, is this even worth getting back in? Or maybe today is a lower range, narrow day with a bullish book, and maybe I just walk away and preserve my capital today. You know, come back when things really work out. You know what I mean? And don't get greedy. Once you've got that good winner, right? If you're not going to keep trading when you get that good winner. If you're only going to take 1 trade when you win, why are you taking 3 trades when you lose? That's not a production method that balances, right? If you're going to take 1 trade when you win, you should take 1 trade when you lose, right? If you're going to take 2 trades when you win, still take 1 trade when you lose. I don't care. You know what I mean? Then at least it's a productive metric. You know what I mean? But never imbalance in the other way. 1 trade when you win, 4 trades, 6 trades, 7 trades, 10 trades while you're losing. You're never going to make money that way. At least not in my experience, right?
And yeah, and then another question. So I see that on average, maybe we have 3 trades. And when you have a nice winning day, how many trades you took that day on average? So first question was, how many trades do you need to go on tilt? And then when you have a nice green day or a green day, right? How many trades you took?
Hit me, Trade Canada. I'm with you. Which, by the way, hello to everybody up north. You're closer to V than me, but you know, good to see you. One to 2, 3, 1, right? 1 or 2. I'm with you guys. 1 or 2, right? So the vast majority you're gonna see in here, you're gonna see it right here. Everyone, pay attention. Right? You're gonna see the vast majority of them people in here that are successfully making relatively good money. It's 1 or 2. Right? Generically, if you're at 8 scalpers, maybe not 1,000% on this rule. Some scalpers can hit a little bit more often, but still, I feel like that's a lot of production. You know, did you really come here to take 8 trades a day? Are we really working that hard? You know what I mean? Did you come here to like work 8 hours and sweat and do tons of analytics and do all this different stuff? Or did you just want to make a quick few $100 and call it a day and go hang out with your kids? You know what I mean? You know, so it's why are you here? Why did you become a day trader? You know what I mean? Why not be like, you know, why not go get a master's degree in like pharmacology or something like that, right? Like, I don't know where that came from. I pulled that completely out of my head. I don't really know why. I don't really know where that came from. But you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, because you can make good money. You can make $100,000, $200,000 a year with a really good degree. It'll take you 4 or 5 years. You know, you can make it happen. You know, why day trading and not that? Freedom, right? Freedom, laptop lifestyle, right? Cell phone lifestyle. You know, you pick up your phone when you're here, go, look at me, right? And you pick up your phone and you go, oh yeah, let's take a trade. Right? That's why you're here, right? So, but to make that work, it's got to be right up there. That's the hard part, right? It's performance, but yeah, look at everybody. 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 3, 1 to 2, a couple 4s in here.
I think we should take some questions like we said we would.
Couple questions. Anybody? Yeah. What do you have? What do you have for us? If you could ask Dr. V any one single burning question, you know, she charges like, you know, I'm just kidding. Actually, it's very reasonable. She's really reasonable in her pricing. Actually, you never want to tell anyone to charge you. So actually her pricing for what she does is insanely reasonable. But so anyone who has a question, what would you bring in question-wise for the doctor? You're the exception. 40 trades today, Troy. That's a lot of work, my friend. I'm not saying you're wrong either. Everyone has their own methodology. I'm just going to say, in my experience with the vast majority of people I have worked with, right, that generically anytime, some scalpers differentiate. And I'm obviously talking about opens and closes of entire positions, right? So I'm not talking about tickets, like maybe you had 40 tickets today.
Yeah, that's a lot of comms.
That's like you got one of those
So questions. Yeah, how to deal with fear of success, Trade Canada. I think it's a great question. It's very interesting because now I'm working on building like stages to understand the developing trader. I think we go through stages until we find consistent success. And for now, I've come up with 5 or 6 different stages, still in the creating mode. So I think
I'm so sorry, Dr. V. I just got triggered. Trader77 asked where your accent's from, South America. And there's a joke going on here. I saw she was doing a presentation for on a different thing, and there was some person in there that was arguing with everybody that her accent was from South America, and it was just like it was just she for the record, Jillian knows she's French Canadian, so she's but anyway, I'm so sorry that made I could not even like that made me laugh so hard I completely lost it. I'm so sorry.
So oui, je parle français. Je suis à Québec. Donc, bonjour à tous les francophones. Donc, mon accent est francophone. Thank you so much. Yeah, East Coast. So,
I'm just happy I understood like everything you just said. That was amazing.
The stages. So I have 6 stages so far. Okay. First stage, losing. Developing trader, becoming a successful, consistent trader. Okay. Losing, 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 finding some consistency, waiting for your brain to believe it and accept it, and then finding consistent success. There's a point where you start making money, where you start seeing consistency in your profits, consistency in the way you execute. You are there, okay? Still, your brain is not catching up. And a lot of people, I would say maybe 90% of people go through these stages. There is a point where we tend to self-sabotage the fact that we are there, that we are consistent. And then when we go through that stage, we find consistent success. But again, consistent success in trading is not a destination. It's always work in progress. It's always repeating the same habits, the same execution, the same you. But the stage that is most difficult to overcome is the stage where you will need to turn inward and address any internal conflict that you may have. And that requires a lot of psychology, a lot of reflection, introspection, a lot of work to make you free and open to receive. How many of us ask to receive, yet the door is closed? Are you ready to be successful? Are you open to receive? It's a very interesting question. And you will not find consistent success in trading if you refuse to go through that stage of working on yourself. It's hard. You don't understand what's going on. I want to make money. I want to be successful. What is going on? So thank you for that question. So yeah.
So true. Like it's like they say too, like shortly after Salmon Saber said, I'm working on not taking a lot of trades. Right. This is simply a decision you can make right now. You don't need to work on not taking a lot of trades. You could literally just not take a lot of trades. Like, just like Dr. V said, just set a limit, right? And then just honor it. I know it sounds simple because it is simple, but the ability to do what you say you were going to do every single time, that is not so simple, right? That's the hard part, and that's what we're talking about, right? You can create a trading system, you can use somebody else's trading system, right? But if you don't have the ability to control your own performance in it and not just do the thing, so for me, what I would do on not taking a lot of trades is I would start by setting a 1 trade a day limit. You can only take 1 trade every day, and only take 1 trade a day till you don't care about taking more than 1 trade a day. And then when that is just your normal, then if you see more opportunities, start allowing yourself in those moments to maybe move forward, right? But always at least have a max number. That'll just put the control there. I had to do that. And I'm not saying don't look at it as because I can't do, no. I have mechanical stops on to take me from taking too many trades, right? Or losing too much money. Everybody should use the software, right? Why not? It's there. Right. But, you don't want to do that. If you do those things, you can maybe do that. How do you control your mind to stop and not want to make more money? That's a greed question. That's an interesting, one, if you've made your money, you've hit your goal, how to just be happy with that. That's an interesting one. What do you think, Doc?
Before we answer that question, I just want to finish answering because I don't feel I really answered the question.
Sorry.
I thought it was interesting, so I went over, I talked about that topic. But to answer the question, you need to turn inward. Now that's the stage where you need to ask yourself, how come I feel uncomfortable unconsciously about being successful? What internal conflicts do I have? What kind of emotions? What's there? Okay. And that's what we do with my community. We have 1 week of 1 time a week for 1 hour, a somatic release experience all together, where we get aware of the emotions and we let the emotions go. So the idea is, I agree 1000% with the technical protection. You need to protect yourself technically. But the idea is not to protect yourself forever technically. You need to free yourself from the conflicts. You need to work on yourself. Because if you only wait for the technicals to save you, well, if it doesn't work one day, you won't be able to save yourself. So you need to approach the market as a strong and aligned person. So you're aligned with what you want and what you're actually experiencing. Everything is aligned. You're an integrated individual, and that's the goal. And like Ed Sekoda would say, okay, one of my favorite traders of all time, everybody finds what they want in the market, whether it's losing or winning. You always find what you're looking for. So think about that.
Self-fulfilling prophecy almost there, huh?
Mm-hmm. So the question was how to stop making more money, right?
Or they said how do you control your mind to stop and not want to make more money? So control the greed. Maybe be happy with the money you've made, I think, maybe.
And again, is it the right mindset to have, being oriented towards money? So I think to answer your question, the money shouldn't be a decision for you, for your trading. It's the very reason why we come into the idea, like we come to trading, is for the money. But it's the last thing that should be on your mind. And that's paradoxical. But there's a lot of paradox in trading, right? So money is not a decision-making reason, okay? You take another trade because you have a setup. And based on your rules. Now, for me, it's like having a business without management, without finances, like you need to have rules for every department of your business. How many trades a day maximum? Not having a goal like, oh, I need to make $200 a day. That's not gonna work. Okay, so you need to have process-oriented goals and stop thinking, please, about money. Okay, so that would be my answer to that.
No, I like that a lot. And I think, you know, I think for me, and I'm kind of with you there 100%. For me, it's process equals profit, not the other way around, right? Like I just want to focus on the input. That's what I have control over. I don't have control over anything that happens after I push the button. So if I'm pushing the button at the wrong time or the right time, then that's something that's me, and I can do something about that. Anything else, just no. And then Dr. V started off with this earlier, right? We don't adjudicate the game mid-play, right? We're not doing it in the middle. So just go through it, do what you're supposed to do, and then, you know, after 20 trades or so many trades, and you have enough analytics there, go through and see, is there some commonality to the issue? But you really shouldn't be focusing on, can I make, you know, obviously you want to make enough to offset your losses. But when you start getting too focused on profit, you start restricting your profit, not increasing it. Because what happens is you start cutting very small moves. Oh, I got my money, boom. Well, yeah, but you had that move ran south all day. Well, yeah, and then I'll actually take this in. Someone had asked just like how to get over a trade that doesn't go your way, and it like the trades I have that reverse before I hit profit. I get over them because I don't care that they didn't go my way, right? My statistics say that the way that I take trades results in money, right? That's all I need to know, right? I don't care. I don't need to run 100% hit rate. As long as I'm running above 60%, I'm making consistent money. Actually, as long as I'm running above 30%, I'm consistently making money. As long as I'm running above 60%, I'm making good money. And last month I ran north to 3/4, right? So last month and the month prior were really strong months, right? So I took so many 1R losers in both of those months, right? Every day, every other day, I'm taking full losers, right? But because I took my full losers with grace, I was proud of them, right? Learn this from Dr. V, stealing it again. I was proud of my losers. Like I would be happy to post them and show you, look at my beautiful loser. Look how well controlled this is, right? But because of that, right, confidence doesn't come from knowing what is going to happen. It comes from knowing what you will do based on what could happen, right? And since I know how I'm going to make money and I know how I'm going to lose, done, right? That's all we got to worry about. It's not about emotions, right? So I lost. Who cares, right? Like that's just not a thing. Like that's not my responsibility. Did I get in well? Yes, I did. Did I manage it well? Yes, I did. You know, I mean, green day, as far as I'm concerned, whether it's actually red or not.
And for the record, if you care because you lost your trade, the trade was a loser. You didn't lose anything. The trade was a loser. It didn't work out, okay? If you care that you lost, it's okay, right? It should just be like, okay, I feel that I'm disappointed. And then you let it go. It's just a feeling. But take the time to feel it. Like yesterday when I did my exercise, I felt I wanted to have a winner. I felt the disappointment if the price would hit my stop loss. That's okay. It's impossible not to care 100%. Like
Exactly.
Professional traders, they still care, right? We still care. We want to make money on that trade. It's okay. But it's not okay to take the feeling and just stick with it for hours and ruin your time with your family. It's just a trade gone wrong because it's a probability environment. And the markets will always have more edge than us. We are ants. We are like crumbles. We don't exist, right? They don't care about us. So the more trades you take, the more risk you take. Trading less equals making more money. It's again a paradox in trading, another one. The less you work, the more money you keep and you make. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep We always have to remember that. So you clicking the mouse every time, you're putting your money at risk. And our first goal, protect your capital. Protect your capital. You take money from the market, you run, right? And I'm not saying cut your winners too early. This is not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you have a winning trade, you took money from the market. 80% of people lose money every day from the market. You made money. Why risking more? You made money. Take it. That's a green day. Yay. Do something else.
But this is important too for people who heavily use break even, for instance, and then you end up getting into 3 or 4 trades, but you're using break even over and over and over again. You got to change your mentality a little bit there. It's not break even, right? You are still paying comms and you're still putting your money at risk in the market. You are being reckless with your capital. Let's say that if you feel like you're using break even over and over and over again, you're not buying and selling in good ranges or using good breaks or level rejections. You shouldn't need to get retested. Like maybe once or twice, we're not perfect, right? But if you find out you're 4 or 5 trades, 6 trades in and you're just break even, like you're either chasing, right, the price action, so you're constantly getting squeezed against or, slammed, or you're in a chop area and you're not really, doing it right. But these are the things that can really, get you going. I really like that. So I have one that I really think that I'd like to hear you talk about before you maybe wrap us out with your idea for the end of the day, because I think this one's a big one. Christine R. Put this in. She said, something I find hard, and I know a couple people that have struggled with this. Something I find hard is my family thinking this is gambling and never taking it serious unless I have a substantial green day. It's the added up small days when I'm trading properly. So how do you deal with that? Because I know there is a negative connotation, right, to this, especially you go and tell your family, hey, I'm a day trader, and then they come up to you and they go, ooh, really? How much money have you made? And you're like, oh, I made a couple $100, and they're just kind of like, oh, really? And all of a sudden they're like, and you're like, yeah, but I only had to work for 2 minutes and I made a couple $100. But still, there always just seems to be kind of this, they either think you're like the Wolf of Wall Street, right? Or they think you're a psychopathic gambler. And I think maybe we're somewhere in the middle.
I think we're definitely psychotic. I mean, losing money and still going for it every day. We're a bunch of psychotics, but that's okay.
Maybe somewhere in the middle.
I mean, I lost so much money in the beginning and I would still grind. I mean, come on, are we sick or what? But we need to be a little different, I guess. So I would say this is a real issue, by the way. I've also come across that issue a lot. It's testing our relationships as well. So my advice for the family theme would be just to grind in silence. Of course, you're telling your spouse, right? Because
find a trading buddy, maybe? That you can talk with about it instead of talking with your family about it?
Join a community. You are at the right spot, right place. You're home here. Verbal traders. It's a family of traders. Okay, you're not alone. But please refrain from saying that you want to become a day trader to people that are not. I mean, it's not their business, right? I get that.
Their green days are also not their business, for the record. Exactly. The money you make is not their business any more than the money you lose is.
So work in silence, okay? And people have to understand it's just a job. And I get it. It looks like gambling because 80% of people lose money. So of course, people are worried about you. That's why you need to choose who you're telling. And I think it should be only your spouse because you're sharing your life with them, your finances with them, right? But again, it's learning a new job. And I don't know a lot of job that will pay you very well in under than 3 to 5 years.
Hey, doctor, let me ask you this. Was it a gamble for you to move across the ocean to go pursue a career in the field that you went into? Would that be considered a gamble? I think so, right? Right. So there was no rule saying she's going to get accepted into all the programs she wanted to get into or any of these things. Life is gambling, right? So whether you're getting a degree at an institution somewhere or you're learning to day trade, right? You're building a skill set, and that skill set, you should not ever expect that to instantly produce, you know, some kind of result from it. So, but I mean, you know, we are a little crazy sometimes for doing what we do, but you know, we do it for the freedom.
Oh yeah, but it takes time and patience, and there's no shortcut. There is no easy money. There's no, and please don't use your personal savings for learning how to trade. Simulate your trading. I will have to go because I have my BBT session starting, but thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Dr. V. We really appreciate you. We'll see you next week. And just a reminder to everybody, make sure you're here next week because I'm going to do a Dr. V mentoring drawing that I'm going to take care of. So if y'all want to be able to hang out with her and get a little private one-on-one session, I think this is going to be a really good chance for you. Also, next week, we're going to try and do a live with one of you that's emailed in. So don't forget to submit those.
Yeah.
So hot seat time with Dr. V in the hot seat with Dr. V. So love you all. Thank you for coming home with us. We'll see you next week.